Hello, everyone. My closet is messy. I apologize. Um, I am just trying to make sure that everybody knows kind of what's going on. Um, if you haven't heard right now, I will bring it up. Let me bring up X, formerly known as Twitter. It is going crazy, as is my own YouTube and everybody else updating. But it is going crazy with the fact that mods are not currently working like broken. Like even CC mods, the ones that normally never get touched and are never broken, these are the ones that are having the big problems right now. So, I'm just kind of here to try and help explain as much as I can and give some live updates while it's going. Here I know I'm not like in a super big position to be able to do this right now. My daughter had to come home early from daycare. My son is on spring break, so I'm just gonna be helping as much as I can. And as you can see, I don't actually have mods turned on or anything like that right now. I always anticipate that mods are going to be an issue, so I just turn them off. But if we go into other, you'll see I have them on for script mods, but I didn't have custom content mods and stuff like that enabled. So, I don't know if I want to try it. I really don't know. Um, oh, that's right, I took my mods out. Nope, I already took my mods out, so it doesn't matter anyway. Um, for me. But for you, you want to move your mods folder, save folder, tray folder to somewhere safe, make a copy of them, like to your desktop. That's one really good way to do it. Another good option is to just go ahead and make sure that you are, that if you can start the game, do it in vanilla mode and make sure that everything's there. Unfortunately, if you have very CC heavy sims, there's just going to be stuff that's blanked out. But let me go ahead and pull up, some of the news from, like I said, X, formerly known as Twitter. Grok is going to give us our AI summary here. But basically, this is what's happening. It literally is just taking the textures completely out of a lot of things. It's not every CC, by the way. It's just a lot of it. We don't know why. It's very 50-50. You can see even Sacrificial was like, don't do it. We do not know what side it's on. For cinematically, it's all of them except for those two. Team X's Better Exceptions and Hello World, which I believe is cinematically's like own testing script mod. Which a lot of modders do, but so raise your hand if you'll not be partaking in today's ridiculous update. Honestly, I did update, but I don't use mods that much, like I said, except for like MCC. Sometimes it is very funny. I will sometimes go on like a binge of a bunch of CC and I'll keep it around for a little while and then I'll get rid of it. So, Anna, oh, I was excited for this one. That's right. I was super excited for this one. Anna, I'm so sorry you didn't get to drop this. This looks super cool. I was gonna drop this today, but OMG, that update looking scary. Yeah, I know The Sims 4 was never great, but too many, but God, have they fucked this game up severely in the matter of a year. Honestly, I have been on the Sims team's side and in their corner for much longer and much louder than I probably should have at this point, which is just ridiculous of me. Because, like, let me tell you something. If you go back and look at my older videos, I only started this channel in January, and like, I've been trying to cheer on The Sims. I've been trying to say, hey, the Sims team is doing their best. Hey, the Sims team, yeah, they messed this up, especially with the version glitch. Oh my God. Like, I'm still upset about that. Like with the Royal Envoy, like with that event release, they messed that up so royally for so many people. How did they not think that, yeah, oh, wait a second, we're doing an update, we're doing a major update and an event, and it's gonna change the versions, and then these things need to be compatible. I don't know how they didn't do that, but either way, at this point, we are just really still in the dark. I've been looking a lot, and I also, yeah, a couple of the things coming out about the marketplace and like some of the marketplace I was looking at, this is crazy. Who, who's gonna buy that. I don't know. But I will never understand why updates are not tested before being rolled out to avoid catastrophes like this. Why are we your test subjects? See, okay, I completely understand this sentiment, but believe it or not, I actually have evidence, and I discussed it. I have evidence that they actually did test this. You know how? Because they're pre-warning console players about the fact that there will be a version error. A temporary version error while loading into the gallery for console players starting today because they're doing the prelim update but not actually giving them the marketplace yet. Give me a second. Let me close my door because, like I said, both my kids are home. But, like, there is evidence that they did test this stuff. Does that make this worse or better? I don't know. One second, let me close the door. But I honestly, I couldn't tell you if it makes it better or worse. But let me continue on because we have, yeah, here it is. So here's the Sims Direct Communications, which is, if you don't know, it's the Sims, like literally their team, the Sims Direct team, who is the community liaison from EA. So they're saying, and this was posted at 2:17, which was a little over an hour ago now, we're investigating reports that some mods in CC are not loading in the Sims 4. I want to emphasize that they're saying some. It is most, okay? But, like, that's the weirdest shit. It's not from creators specifically who are taking part in the creator program or the maker program for the marketplace. It's not specifically, like, script mods, which would usually be the issue. It's not specifically all CC mods. It's not specifically, like, there's not a general link. I love this response. Maria Bruja, like, it broke everything! Investigate faster and roll out a fix. This is absolutely ridiculous. I completely agree. So they're collecting more reports, sharing more updates, blah, 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 blah. But if you do want to look and see, maybe add your reports, you can go here. This was 3 hours ago. You can go ahead and do all this. You can go through the forum. You can try and contact. You can do that. They know about the issue, though, and they can tell you that they are not happy internally. I know that this being the third update in a fucking row that the Sims team has fucked up, royally fucked up. Someone in my comments said it when Loyalty and Legacy dropped. They royally fucked up, and it's so fucking true. They really did. Because, like, how is it that we have had 3 major game-breaking bugs and errors coming out with updates that should be, like, dude, I was having game crashing bugs for the autonomy issues because my sim kept dancing over and over again, so it would load 100 times, and then it would force crash my game. I thought this was going to fix that problem, not give me a whole new set of problems that I have to tell you my theory on this, and I know probably some people are gonna be like, that's probably not true. I'm gonna tell you that that's fine if you don't think it's true, but I believe this is what happened, okay? When they were coding whatever was going on, they made the mod system work with the marketplace, or the marketplace work with the mod system. What they were doing is they were basically inferring power to the marketplace as being the main mod source, as opposed to being the normal mod path, right? And then a marketplace path, which would come from EA's side.
I have to tell you something.
Okay, what do you have to tell me?
Move, and he needs to go potty.
Bubba can't move and he needs to go potty.
You have to help me.
Why can Bubba not move?
Because he has somebody in there.
Yeah, me. Please go. You can move just fine. What's wrong?
I froze up.
You froze up?
Yeah.
Do we need to take you to the hospital?
I don't.
Okay, go to the bathroom. Your bathroom.
Bathroom that's only a pee bathroom still?
Okay. I asked you guys to stay out and take care of yourselves. You haven't even given me like 10 minutes. I'm really not upset. I just need you all to just be more mindful. Go to the bathroom. Please don't send your sister in here to tell me that you can't move when you can move. That's incredibly worrying. Do you understand me? Morgana, don't tell me your brother can't move when he can't. That's very concerning and makes me freak out. Don't do that again. Turn the light off, please. Thank you. Okay, my son is fine. He can move. He can walk. I don't know. Anyway, here's my theory. So when they were programming the marketplace, what they did is they basically made the marketplace the main mod system because you gotta remember they actually even marketed it to console players as the only place and way for them to get mods. Tinfoil hat here, okay? They made it because remember, they very heavily focused on commenting at the beginning of the update for the laundry list that console players were going to be the most affected by this and that they were going to have issues. So they definitely tested it for console players. So, isn't it possible that maybe when they were making it as the mod system, so that way internal systems and it would be easier for console players to find mods, they literally internally wrote the system so that way it was an inferred primary system to execute the function of mods be the marketplace. That is so ridiculous if they did that, because mods have forever and always been something on the user side, not something on EA's side. What? Like, if that is correct, which I am starting to lean heavily towards it being correct, that's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. I don't know if anyone, yeah. Oh, hello, Akuma. And let me just see. After updating Sims 4, my mods got broken. I know. I am so sorry that it did. One of the things, like, everybody's mods got broken, unfortunately. I hate to say that it's not just yours, but the only thing you can do right now is if you want to make a copy of your files, like your save, your tray, your mods, copy them to your desktop so they're safely there, and then you can go ahead and try and play. Well, first you want to click run as administrator, and then you want to go ahead and make sure that you turn off script mods and CC mods, and then you want to restart your game and run as administrator again, and then see if you can interact with your game. Unfortunately, if you have a lot of CC, and I hate to say this for everyone, if you have a lot of CC, it is going to be really bad. There are cases, like, let me scroll back up here. There are cases of people's entire faces getting deleted. I had one commenter who said, literally, my family has just pieces of them missing. Like, it's giving Joker realism, okay? Joker realism in not the best way ever. Jojo Lil Simmer. Hello, Jojo. Almost seems like they did it purposely to incentivize you to use the new system and buy their mods, even if it's just for a few weeks. Cry. I want to say I 100% agree. I also want to say that I didn't have a tinfoil hat and that I didn't have a conspiracy in a video that I made about a week and a half ago when the mod The Sims had a virus. But that would be a lie. I did have a conspiracy theory. I did say, hey, this is really weird that this is affecting a lot of major mod communities because it wasn't just Mod The Sims. Why is this happening right before the marketplace update? It's really weird. I'm not accusing it, and I'm not saying that it's just odd that it would happen at the same time. Okay? And then we have evidence, okay, that they tested this. And how do we have that evidence? From their own blog post, okay, that they checked and made sure that things would work, at least for console players. Remember that they really tried to brand this as the mods for console players. I'm not blaming console players, by the way. You guys deserve mods. But they branded it as, hey, new marketplace, great for makers. This is how we're giving back to the community, and we're giving mods to the console players. But guess who's not getting the mod? I'm gonna give you one exact hint, one exact guess. It's not people who play with mouse and keyboard. We don't even know when console players are getting the update. We don't know when they're getting the marketplace. We don't know when they're getting all of this autonomy updates. None of that. There's nothing solid. But yet they're already being affected as of today with the preliminary autonomous update. And they're going to be having version errors with their gallery. Tell me how they can test that and know that, but they can't test this. Are they not allowed to have any unofficial mods at all? Is that something that's happening? Can they not have a third party tester? Hello, I will show myself and be a tester off third party, okay? So I can test with mods for you. Like, I will break my computer or risk it breaking as much as possible to test shit like this before it goes out. Because if they aren't able to test with unofficial mods on their grounds, I can somewhat understand how this falls through the cracks, but at the same time, I cannot believe that there isn't somebody there that plays with mods. These are Sims players. Let me remind you, these are Sims players on the Sims team. How in the world have they not actually gone ahead and checked with their own mods? Nobody? Nobody? Okay, so let's go ahead and just take a look at a couple of more tweets. There's some stuff going on. I did see one update pop up. We still haven't found the source, but it's really, 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 really frustrating. Cinematically, who is a huge, huge mod creator, they were the first that I noticed to post about this. And cinematically, please don't take this offensively. I just sometimes think that when I see a tweet of yours that has blown up, I find it usually to be a little bit dramatic, and that's not an insult, it's just your flair, and that's fine. However, when I saw this one, I was like, oh, there's no way. There's no way your entire mods list is just gone. But look, I'm going, look, it's not even all their mods. That's the thing. Team X's better exceptions and their own personal, I'm pretty sure their own personal Hello World script are both there. And these are script. I'm pretty sure these are probably. Nah, this one might not be a script mod. This one is, though. Where's all the rest of the stuff? They are a huge creator. They make all this stuff. They check all of this stuff. However, we don't know exactly what else is going on. Day posted this earlier. I. I didn't see this, but Day posted this earlier. I know The Sims 4 was never great to many, but God, have they fucked this game up severely in the matter of a year. It was really bad up until I thought it was getting better in November. I thought it was really bad then. And every update I have been like, oh, these are great updates. They're listening to the community. They're trying to make the right choices and really trying to go forward with what they're doing. But now I feel like they're absolutely not. So, low-key, after having all my mods removed, it kind of feels like this is a fully intentional thing. They want to paywall mods. Again, I personally, I want to say it's a conspiracy theory, but like, there are not fucking hundreds of us out here having these same whispers of a thought in our mind for the last week and a half, especially if you saw the mod The Sims virus that was going around. I'm sure that you've had this, like, feeling in the background of your brain because, like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a person who likes to really, really, really read things. I like to try and form I know I have biases, but I want to form my own opinions and read other people's biases and all that. I came to my own conclusion. I put on my own goddamn tinfoil hat a week and a half ago about this. I completely think that there is something going on because there is no way in my mind that we have a virus that takes down and really destroys the integrity, okay? Because that's the thing. The trust in Mod The Sims was broken. That is what was achieved, okay? Why would that happen? After this many years? What would anyone, like, the only thing, and the other conspiracy theory I had was this about that, and it's not a conspiracy theory, it's an actual, like, this is the bare bones reason of what was probably going on with that, is it was very likely not something launched, you know, in tandem or anything having to do with the Sims team. However, it did have to deal directly with the marketplace. They were trying to embed these codes into CC that would not get looked at, so that way when the marketplace became available, they were able to use that and your cart to get to your wallet and your other private data. Like, that was the jig there. However, we were just hearing about how this is going to be a safe new modding place for console players. And how people who are concerned about potentially having malware on their computers from downloading mods from unknown sources now get to have an actual marketplace where they can officially have a mod hub. It's just very, very strange. Very strange, if you ask me. Let's go ahead and scroll down a little bit more because it's not The Sims Direct. I saw another one. Yes, thank you, Grok. We truly appreciate that, don't we? Um, I saw something that came out at about 3:12 that said it was regarding the fact that they were able to put CC in, okay? Like, they were able to put mods into the mod folder and have the CC pop up. I also had another commenter actually comment about this as well. However, it was an official tweet that somebody put up that they could take the mods, the CC mods out of their folder and then put the CC mods back into the mods folder, and then they could restart the game and it would show up in the list. However, it would not show up on their Sims or in the game itself. So there is something going wrong with, I think, again, the okay, basic layman's terms. Computers have like a set of priorities that they have to measure against, and then they select which of those has a higher priority to go first, right? So in the Sims 4 game, what's happening, in my opinion, and from what I can gather, is that the marketplace and the mods folder are interacting with each other, and they both have a priority or a setting of mod or category attribution, and then the marketplace is obtaining more of a priority than the mods folder, which would make sense because packets and things sent from the host side, which would be EA, normally would get prioritized. However, local files, when they're executable files, or which is why this again makes sense, executable files like your script mods, they will be given priority because it's a local file being told to run. Now, the problem falls back when you go to the CC mods, which is where most of these are happening. CC mods do not have executable actions within their code, so they are not receiving any priority directive, either from a local source, being your computer, nor are they receiving a mod distribution anymore. So I think that what's happening is that there's some sort of internal coding from the marketplace that is basically counteracting the priority standardizing of the mods folder itself. Now, do you have any way to protect against this? I would say there's a couple of not great ways, but yeah, most likely EA is too afraid of mod makers because they don't generate any profit for EA. So that is a big point. So you would think in a way that they don't generate profit for EA because they are really taking away, of course, from the creativity and other things like that, quote unquote, of the packs and etc., etc., etc. However, believe it or not, it's the modding community that has kept The Sims alive. So they would be shooting themselves in the foot repeatedly. Like, they would be retroactively denying their ability to go to draft with how hard they shoot themselves in the foot if they don't continue to work with creators. What I have to wonder is that I, in part, Akuma, want to give you some credit on that because I think the tracking is kind of there. What I think they're trying to do is they're trying to steer the community against illegitimate mods or like unsafe mods and have us try to kind of like believe that the marketplace is the only way to get our stuff or get something without the risk of files. But I hate to break it to them, their system isn't all that secure either. I would trust a Patreon faster than I would trust the marketplace because people are going to have a much higher will to get into your information via the Sims game, via the marketplace, via things like that. And I am sure that EA will attempt to vet things as best as they can. However, we have proof. We have proof from their own licking lips that they actually managed to test this stuff. And yet shit still gets through the cracks. I don't know how that happens, but I can guarantee you that EA is not going to be able to hold on to this because they have to do so much damage control from this. Like, I wonder, like, the kit that was free, like, I called it a bribe. Tongue in cheek. No, not, I mean, mostly, a little bit, kind of facetiously, but a little bit at the same time. Um, it's, you know, we didn't, it was bad, but look, okay, sorry, I got a little bit distracted from what I was saying here because Sematically posted another update an hour ago. I think it was Sematically that I saw post an update, but let's go ahead. So, as of right now, updates to their mods are fully on pause, and from their things from Maxis regarding the issues. So, this, I guess it's not even that full of an update. We're literally just still back in the same spot that we were at, which is ridiculous to me. Also, this is ridiculous that so many companies are starting to use meme formats. What is up with that? I'll hit the red button for them to have never learned about memes. Anyway, so there's a lot of stuff going on with this because it just doesn't seem to me like it's right. Oh, I remember now. The free kit, the country kitchen, cozy kitchen kit, it feels like I tongue in cheek called it a bribe, but I like there was a sense of truth to it because if you think about it, why isn't it a bribe to make sure that we're able to be comfortable and happy and pleased with this whole new system that's coming out? Like, it's a lull, isn't it? It's like a lull into this false belief that not only is it going to be giving us more content and safer content, but maybe we're even going to get free content. Whoa, what? But I can tell you from right now, I don't think this is safe. If they can't even get their code together to make sure that it works with integral parts of their system that they have already said they were going to continue supporting, is that a lie? Was that a lie that they told us? I don't know. The average Sims player might just believe that the marketplace is easier than the old way. It seems like that might be what they are doing. Yes, that is exactly what I agree with, Jojo. I absolutely believe that they are trying to, they're shifting into the kids. They're shifting into the kids. Isn't that despicable? Is that not despicable and disgusting? They are literally like, let me just go ahead. Let's look at the marketplace again. Let's look at the marketplace. Let's look at how it looks. Cause you know what I thought of with this and with the way this looks? Doesn't this look like a battle pass to you? Doesn't this look like a battle pass? Does this not look like what I would find on freaking Fortnite or freaking Call of Duty? Like, I wanted to believe that we would get something elegant. That we would get something that wasn't having this stupid moolah in our face. I wanted to believe that we were going to be getting, like, a gorgeous storefront of designs done by fellow creators. What is this? What is this? You're telling me about the event that I don't care about that isn't even an event because it's actually just a sale? Like, this isn't it. This isn't it. Like, you gave us a free country kitchen kit that's been out. It's one of the oldest kits that's been out. I love that oven. By the way, I use that oven and that fridge almost in every single build because I am a basic bitch. Now, what does that say? They know that it's a great selling kit and they're giving it away for free because they want to make sure that you feel like this is going to be a place that is going to continue to give you things, to continue to engage you, to continue to draw you in, to continue to allow you to see that there are so many creators out there who are making sure that you safely have these mods available, that you do not have to go to anywhere else. You don't even have to leave the Sims game. Do you remember that? And you remember when we had to leave the Sims game to be able to buy packs before the cart? Does anyone else remember that? I remember those good old days before that thing was bleeping in my face because I I own enough packs. I purchase them on sale. I purchase them when I want to. I purchase them on my own time. You know, for the most part, I've had a couple of FOMO instances, like with the latest one, because I love Legacy and Royalty. But for the most part, I have even waited years for things to go on sale. I, but at the same time, I don't want this to be a fucking battle pass. I don't want to have to make this a FOMO thing all the time. I don't want to feel like not only do I have to do an update and an event and whatever else might be coming out, but now I also have to keep up with what's going on in the marketplace because, oh no, what if I miss out on XYZ? I don't want that. I don't think you want that. Anyway, let's get back to looking at some of the other stuff going on because I will say it is very funny. Some of the memes that people have been posting, I think we could just take a minute to appreciate them. Because right now all we're doing is sitting and waiting, aren't we? We're sitting, waiting, crying a little bit, maybe a little bit because like I'm upset. I'm not crying about the fact that I feel like my game's broken and that's, lesser on me because I don't use as many mods. I am literally heartbroken, you guys, that I believed in the Sims team when they really started making the laundry list and getting together a dedicated bug fix team. That was in November of 2025. That was not even 6 months ago. That was not even 6 months ago. My birthday is in November. I was like, this is a birthday present to me. This is a birthday present to me because they are making a dedicated team like I have been asking for years to go back and fix some of these bugs that have been in existence since day one. Day one, guys. Day fucking one. Some of these things are still here. I'm gonna tell you what, that dancing bug, that autonomous dancing bug, that has been in the game since basically day one. When we first got the speaker, like the very basic radio, like that was the very first electronic, they would still turn it on all the time. Even when they were asleep, it would turn back on and then they would go back to dancing. What year are we in? I'll give you a hint. It's not the year of our Lord. It's just 2026, okay? This has been out since September of 2014. For 12 years nearly, they cannot get their act together on basic issues that have been plaguing us and literally causing crashes, but yet they have a team for it, and I was so proud of that. Now, we have had 3 major bug fixes that have caused massive completely game-breaking issues. People have lost entire saves. People's, from their ground up, for years, they've lost their entire saves. Okay? It is that bad. And you know what I really haven't heard? I haven't really heard... I've heard we're working on it. Hey, we're fixing it. Hey, we're working on it. I don't think I've heard an apology yet. I don't think I've heard them just say, we are really sorry that we did not test this to the best of our ability and to the ethical standards that we should have. To the quality control standards that we should have. We're sorry that we genuinely have affected people and genuinely traumatized people and genuinely hurt people. And you might think I'm sounding a little overdramatic here. People have had these Sims since their childhoods, okay? That they've grown, families, legacies, people, families, stories that they've created, and are just now gone with this. Because the CC was so damaging when it was removed, and now the update is so destroyed, it's unplayable. And I can imagine that for somebody who started at a very young age and has been continuing this, it literally could have been an actual horror shock to them. These are 19-year-olds. They are babies in college or college age, This would have been terrifying. I would have been terrified. Did you see that freaking question mark on Joker McGee's head? This is scary. If I woke up and I, turned my game on thinking it was going to be a normal day and this is what greeted me, I don't know if I'd be okay. I don't think I would be. And you can literally tell, like, some of this is CC. Why is it not all of the CC? Why is it mostly the makeup? Why is it mostly the faces? Why is it mostly, like, I don't know, the human parts of things? Like, you thank you, Akuma. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the birthday wish. It was a good birthday. I will tell you that. It was a really good birthday, actually. My daughter and my dad and I all have a birthday within just 5 days of each other. My daughter is the 14th, I'm the 17th, and dad is the 19th. So we had a really, really good one because it was a milestone birthday for all of us. So it was just really nice. It was very fun, and I also definitely spent some of my birthday money on Sims because that's when I get to spend it. Anyway. I don't know. I really do feel that oh, that's very funny. Oh, that's very funny. The title is A Moment Before Great Disaster. Just like caught live in the moment of it. Yeah, I that's very funny. Oh, if this is true, I'm putting my gaming channel on indefinite hiatus because huh? Oh no, Nicoya, please don't do that. We still want you to be here. Now we gotta stop supporting EA. This is so shady. The second they bring the marketplace into action, all of a sudden our CC package files aren't showing up and are broken. See, yeah. Yes, Yappa, I completely agree. This is a legitimate anger. Like this is a legitimate upset. This is a legitimate hurt and frustration that like obviously we don't want anyone going postal, of course. However, maybe when mods come back online, installing the insane violence mod for a little while might be therapeutic for a lot of us. Might be therapeutic for a lot of us. Just because I feel like this is genuinely an affront. Like I it feels wild to say that I had the conspiracy tinfoil hat a week and a half ago in my video about the mods being broken and that it's like it feels like an internal parasite system. But like it feels so well designed to make the older Sims players who are not well versed in technology because we have an amazing community here. If you're not familiar with my community, where we do gameplay, we do bug fixes, we do all of that, but we have a very wide-ranging community. I really like to inspire that, and I truly, truly love having the experiences of all ages. I've got the kiddos, and I've got the old ones, and I've got the everybody's in betweens, and, we all share experiences. But I can really see where there's more of this fear. I'm not saying that, that our elderly friends are afraid, but I can see that there's more concern and more lack of confidence, I feel like is a good way to put it, in sites that are not an official hub or are not an official site. And they've probably been warned by family members, you need to make triple sure, and then they don't feel confident in the results that they're being given. But on the other end of that spectrum, we've got the young kids who are, they've grown up with all this. They know what's going on. They have been probably modding since they were old enough to hold a keyboard. You know what I mean? Like I know that my son is 8.5 and he already knows how to do stuff in Minecraft. He was putting in X-ray texture packs and like that's really cool, kiddo. Let's make sure that we're not downloading stuff from places. You know what I mean? Like, so I completely understand. Oh, why thank you. I'm being gifted coffee. My favorite. Thank you very much. A whole coffee pot? Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Honestly, this is fine. This is great. It's my.
I figured it'd help your stream keep going.
Well, yeah, at least maybe until we figure out what's going on. Coffee! It's also hazelnut coffee, and knowing my husband, he probably put some ice cream in it. So, because I'm a big girl and I like my ice cream sometimes. Anyway, as I was saying, on the younger side, they are not as, it's not that they aren't aware, they just aren't as wary. They haven't been stung yet in a way that really messes with them, So they are, but they are also happy to just go ahead and, oh, this is the official thing. Guess what? I don't have to look anywhere else. Why is the old school way? Why am I going to do it that way? That's so hard. That's so difficult. That's so many steps. Kids, you can just download CurseForge. You'll be fine. Maybe not. I mean, it's not 100% safe, but like it's one step extra. Maybe you don't have to go hunting for a bajillion things, but I can see where they're trying to create this funnel. You know, EA is trying to create this funnel where all of us are happy-go-lucky in this new system where we forget about the mod people because the mod people, oh, they're already creators officially. You don't need to support them everywhere else. Just come here into the marketplace. In fact, we'll probably even have sales. Guess what? And I also want to say that this seems super, this is, okay, now I actually need like a tinfoil hat. This one I actually need a tinfoil hat on. Have you guys noticed that in the last 6 months, the drama has been getting a bajillion times worse? And that it literally feels like EA is almost pitting creators and like setting creators up to be upset and to be hurt and to want to drop out and to not be here anymore? Doesn't it feel like a regime change? Am I crazy for that? Because I feel crazy. I feel crazy thinking that. But at the same time, I don't. Yes. And I'm going to have a sip of my coffee so my ADHD slows down for a second. Because I want you guys to, like, just think about that with me. Think about this with me. Trisha Paytas and me, oh, I just got sprayed by coffee. Phenomenal. That's, like, literally such a great look for me. I love it. Trisha Paytas and I, honestly, I think we could be soul sisters. I understand her. I understand her and her troll years. I understand her on her crying on the floor years. I understand her in her I am a chicken nugget. Because, holy shit, I feel like a chicken nugget. I feel like an idiot, just like sitting on a planet, watching all of this unfold with EA and The Sims and the buyout and all the drama and all the creators and YouTube somehow picking all of it up and just like blasting into the mainstream. I feel like I'm just a chicken nugget sitting there. Like, nobody cares about a chicken nugget. Everybody cares about the scraps that the hens are all picking at and that the farmers seem to be just throwing more scraps out there. Nobody wants to do cannibalism anymore. It's just, I'm sorry. I know that's a probably very wild thing to say, but if you haven't been on a farm, chickens will 100% eat McChickens. Just FYI, they love them. In fact, but what I'm trying to say by that is, I'm watching a system that I felt like was being built to be better for creators, for players, for everybody involved, the entire community. I've been watching it get torn apart and getting recategorized and redistributed and retold in 6 months. 6 months of what I was blindly seeing things as better. Am I the idiot for that? I feel like the idiot for this. All I can say is I picked the funniest moment to start playing Sims again because it's been messy. Yes! Girl, Messy, or dude, or whoever, I apologize if I may have misgendered you, that's not my intention, but yo, you are so right. Like, I love The Sims. I'm since November, the year it came out of 2014, I have been playing The Sims. I have thousands of hours on record. I do come in waves. Like, sometimes I'm not into it. Sometimes I'm frustrated. Sometimes I'm bored. Believe it or not. But, like, this is the only time I've ever felt driven away. I feel genuinely disrespected with the marketplace prices. I feel genuinely disrespected with the fact that it's being led to be a competition with mods. I feel genuinely disrespected as a community member that a system that we've had for a very long time that was very beneficial on both sides is literally being destroyed and eaten from the inside out. We have seen so many mod creators leaving over the last few months. We have seen so many mod creators saying, hey, this is not worth it to me anymore. We have seen so much hate as well from just people in the community, and it's hate that's misguided. But how are we able to fix any of that? Because on one hand, what we really need, like the answer to all of this is that we need the Sims franchise to be sold from EA. I don't think they'll ever do that though, but that's what we need. But to do that, the Sims team needs to have buying power to be able to even say, hey, we have a foothold. Right now, not only are they breaking on every front, they're also breaking our trust on every front. How can I keep playing a game that I literally get frustrated? Like, I can escape for a little while. And I bet a lot of you can agree with me on this and, like, probably feel the same way. I'll open the game sometimes and I'll be in it and I'll be so, like, enraptured by whatever little thing I'm trying to do, whatever my little goal is. But then, like, it hits me. Like, it's like I get, like, a wave just, like, blown at me. And all of a sudden, I am just transported out of the game. I'm transported out of where I was just existing. I'm thrown back into reality, and I'm like, oh my god. What the fuck? And you know what it's because of? I'll give you one guess. I know you guys know it. Bugs! Bugs, errors, things that should have already been taken care of. I just don't understand. Yeah, yeah, I am honestly, I literally one of the comments I made, I didn't on a short that I was making earlier, I decided not to post it, but I literally made a comment just like that little kitty because I was like, I will never like I purchased the Cozy Kitchen kit a long time ago. Well, I think like right after it came out. I'm a brat, okay? But I think I may have gotten it with a bundle of some kind. Anyway, that's not important. What irks me, and disrespectfully so, why did I, somebody who paid money and have happily used this product, the Cozy Kitchen Kit, for years, why don't I get something? Why don't I get like a little welcome gift? Why don't I get the equivalent amount of this, you know? Because I've already spent the money. I'm grateful and glad that everybody else is getting something for free. But what about me? What about somebody who has supported and who really, really, like, it just, anyway, that's me just wallowing in a little bit of self-pity there, but that's not it. The point of the matter is that I was going to say that that would be the only time that I think my Moolah, I hate that name, by the way. I freaking hate that name. It just makes me writhe. I think that would be the only way that my Moolah balance would ever go up. Like, there are some gorgeous kits. In fact, I really like the yard kit that just came out, and I was actually excited about it before I knew that it was going to be on Marketplace when I saw the creator post about it on X. But now, I can't even get it because it's on the Marketplace, and I don't want to. But, like, look at this, $4 and $5 for 8 build items. CC content creators are and I am glad on one hand that creators are getting a place and a platform to be able to host their mods and that they are getting paid some amount from it. However, they could be making those $4 and $5 on their own on their Patreon, in my opinion. Like, these are just they're beautiful sets, they're beautiful items, but we have increased the amount of testing we do with mods. Oh, this had to have been from Discord. We have increased the amount of testing we do with mods and CC before updates and working directly with modders to minimize disruption. And some things we can't test until it's live, which makes it hard to catch everything. Why did they not have a secondary system? I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Why did they not have a secondary system which allows them to have a, like, a small server? I'm sure somebody much smarter than me can answer this, but why don't they have something that allows them to have like a very small scale version of the live system in which they are able to test it? Like, because they have that thing, like Lil Simsy and a lot of other creators have that one where they're able to download the new expansion before it's even finished, because it's sent to them. However, wouldn't it make sense that there should be able to be like a test server? Like, a test live server, you know what I mean? Like, League of Legends has that, where they have the test beta server. lots of games. Apex Legends, which EA also runs. There are a lot of games that have a test server that is also considered to be live, however, just on a much smaller scale. So why are they not doing that? Because this post, I told you guys that I had proof of my own. This isn't it. I told you I had proof of my own that they test their game. Okay? At least for console players. So how did they know that for console players, but they didn't know this? They knew that an issue that isn't even going to technically update for some time in the future for console players, they knew that today it was going to start giving them gallery errors with the version ID. How did they know that, but they didn't know this? Because they sent it to modders. They tested it. What is it about this live update? I'm going to tell you what it is. It's because the version that the modders were testing on probably didn't have the fucking marketplace on it. I'm sorry for shouting. However, I think this literally leads back to the issue that we had a few months ago when Royalty and Legacy came out with the event. Because then we were having a version error in which they were literally two separate teams had worked on one on the event, one on the update, and then when they tried to put them together, guess what? The event hadn't been fucking updated to the current version that was also being launched. This feels like such another internal error, but here's the thing that I'm concerned about, and here's the thing that I really, 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 really do not want to happen, is that modders are going to be the ones who have to fix all this shit. But guess what? If EA, in their internal coding, made it so that Marketplace is seen as a priority modding folder, guess who's going to have to make the changes? Because it's not EA. It's not the company that owns the rights to be able to do that. It's the modders. So you guys may have CC that you can't find again, that you're never gonna be able to find again, and that will never get updated to whatever this new prioritizing system is. Again, that's just a theory, so don't take my word for it being the fact that it's a priority issue. But this is bad. This is bad. I would suggest that if you haven't already, take your mods folder, your tray folder, your save folder, copy. Do not move them, I swear. Don't move them. Copy them. Copy them somewhere safe, like to your desktop, to an external hard drive, whatever, somewhere that you know they will stay safe. Keep them there, and then, if you have old mods, this is sometime in the future, okay? This is like, beep, to the future. This is an answering message. Remember that those mods are there with that save and with all of that tray, because the tray is like your gallery, by the way. Remember that's there. Take the mods that are still not working, and if they are simple CC mods, there could potentially be a way that if the mod creator no longer exists or isn't able to fix it for whatever reason, that they might be able to release the license for those and allow others to update them, as they are simple CC mods versus executables. So it is possible. Hold on to them. Name them something, hold on to them, because you never know. I'm going to tell you guys a secret. There's 21 of you in here. This is a 22-person secret, okay? 22-person secret. You want to see what I have that I've been holding on to? That I can't give you. I want to give you it, but I can't give it to you. Okay? But I have it, and I'm gonna keep it, and I'll keep it for as long as I have to. Alright? And I am not going to illegally redistribute it in any way, EA, so do not send your lawyers after me. I'm just letting you know that it exists, if it's ever needed for something. This is the entire Sims 4 file. Okay? This is with my dupes and saves cleared. I have two versions of it. This one's with my saves and cache, my saves and tray cleared. And then this one that has everything. Do you know what day this is from? February 13th of 2026. Before Royalty and Legacy and before the fucking update that happened then. With the stairs and all of that. It is a secret. You can't tell anyone, because otherwise they're going to send their K9 units after me, and I don't know if you've seen their K9 units, but EA K9 units are not German Shepherds. They are some horrors from the void, and I'd like to not get eaten by them. Anyway, Yeah. Shh. There's stuff. No, I like to test a lot of things. I think testing is very good. Testing things is very good. Good for your computer. Good for your soul. Just try not to break things. But that is how I normally am able to at least figure out a basic fix or a workaround. Is by testing a lot. Anyway, let's see. There were some other pretty good memes going on. I don't know if y'all are Twitter users. It's it's wild west out there on Twitter right now. I'm gonna take a drink of my coffee that I've been holding on to this entire time and still talking. My mother always used to say, "You talk with your hands all the time," and then she would say it while also talking with her hands. Like mother, like daughter. So this is another one. This is from The Simmers. This was from 2 hours ago from Deaderpool themselves. If you don't know who Deaderpool is the creator of MCC, which is, you know, the most popular script nod of all times for Sims 4, I think. But they say some CC and other non-script nods are not appearing in game after this update. Please stay offline if you have not already updated. So apparently the odds were not in our favor and the patch caused the majority of mods to break and or not show up in game. Since everyone is losing their damn minds and absolutely refuse to simply not play with mods, we've made the decision to temporarily close support channels. Woo, that's bad. It is especially critical that you back up your game files. Yes, I always warn you to do this. Also, oh, this is such a great time. I've got 28 people. Hey, 22 of us were here for the secret, okay? 22 of us were here for the secret. You guys can join the secret, maybe. Maybe, okay? But anyway, there's enough of us here that I think this is actually a really good time for me to show you something just while we're here, okay? So, exit game. Actually, I'll show you one more thing, actually, while we're right here. Home. If you haven't yet, if you have a ton of CC, shit, I shouldn't have hit resume. If you have a ton of CC and you have a ton of folders and maybe you want to just try testing in game, like in vanilla, but you aren't really sure if you want to do that, you have the ability to just go ahead and test it and then get out. And you can also then save as, and I'll just go ahead and show you that. You can save as, that's loud. Thank you. You can go here and you can just click save as, and then it will make a duplicate. So like this one is called Pyre Dynasty Blank World. I could save this to help. It is on fire. I'm typing with one hand and doing horribly. That's great. Because things are, and this will keep it as an exact duplicate replica, and you can play off of either one in the future to be able to try and test what is working and what isn't from there. I am going to tell you that textures are probably going to be missing if you have a lot of mods. If you have a lot of CC mods, there's probably just going to be textures missing. You're going to have to try to play it in vanilla. Keep a backup copy, like I've said before. It's probably the best thing to do. You can also do this. Let's go back to the main menu and I'll just show you how to do this really quickly. Just so future reference and all of that. We'll just hit exit to main menu because I've done nothing important here. I'm gonna take my coffee now. Oh, that's delightfully scalding. Oh, it's delicious. Oh, it's hazelnut. My favorite. Anyway, now that I've made some really weird noises on camera, I apologize for everyone. One of the other things you can do is this, is you can go into load game. If you feel like, and this is actually what I suggest that you do if you have tried to play your game after this, what you can do is you can go here, right? You can hit recover save and it will, well, it'll have to be from, you know, one that actually has stuff going on. You can go back into here, into recover save, and you can pull from older files, okay? And then you can take one of these, hit recover, and then you can save it elsewhere. And then you have the older version of the save before everything went to hell. You don't have the copy of the game, per se, backed up, but you do have the last known version of your Sims, you know? And then you can take that specific save file or your entire save folder and just copy it out onto your desktop or wherever else you think is safe. I always recommend copying. Don't just move it, copy it first, make sure, and then you can always delete it out of your Sims 4 later, move the other one back in, whatever you need to do, just make a copy of it. Don't just move it, because you could lose it. Oh, also, fantastic recommendation for anyone who hasn't yet, but might be able to do this. There is the potential that you have an old copy of an old version of Sims 4 on your computer, specifically the last one. If you've repaired or done a reinstall or done something kind of wacky with your save file in the recent months, you may still have the potential for this. So just do this. Check here. You'll go into your file explorer, and then you're going to want to go up and over here, over to your search. I would, don't search your entire computer if you are like me and have 2 terabytes also hooked up to your, one is for video editing and the other one's for completed videos. Holy shit, I did not know that video editing took up that much space. Anyway, I am learning. But, when you go in, oh no, those are my completed, those are my uploads. What was I saying? Documents, folders. Yes. So you want to go into your main folders. You may even search some of your other folders, but I would go not just into documents, but like your main PC. So here, and then search PC and type in Sims 4, even the Sims 4 or EA Sims 4, because sometimes it doesn't necessarily get stalled under electronic apps. It sometimes will get stored under EA as a secondary path file, or if you may have saved your game in a separate location before, there is a possibility of it still lingering. So you might have access. It's not a guarantee, but just double check for your own sanity so it doesn't just kind of go out the window. But yeah, I am waiting. I'm waiting at this point for us to hear which side it is on of who's gonna have to fix it. You know, I really hope that EA is going to be able to do it. It seems like from the Direct, Sims Direct, that they're going to try, but Barry, they have to, yeah. Oh, I have, oh, $400 of CC. I'm so sorry, Barry, I missed that. Yeah, I know EA items are very ugly. I do agree with that, super people. There are a lot of very. No, I'm not even going to get onto it. I'm not even going to get onto it because if I get onto it, I'm just going to start talking about tank tops for the next 20 minutes, and nobody wants to hear me rant about tank tops for the next 20 minutes. However, so $400 of CC. I assume that we mean CC of either not purchasable. So, like, not purchasable in game. So I'm gonna say actual CC outside of the game, probably like Patreon or other very reliable creator purchases, which is just incredible because that's actually, I hadn't even thought about that. Like, I had thought about the fact that, like, yeah, there is some CC that's very purchasable, and there's some people who do block it behind a paywall, which is, but we don't have to get into the politics of that. I have thoughts on it, and not all of them align with everyone else's, but that's fine. That's not the point here. $400 on CC to not be able to use it anymore is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the other thing is the fact that it's not everything. The fact that it seems to be mostly high quality, highly relatable, very well done, and oftentimes somewhat expensive CC, and not just like the trash that you find behind Denny's CC. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm not saying that the CC is, well, like, I'm saying like the CC is literally called the trash behind the Denny's. Like, I've seen that CC before, and it was very good. It was very accurate. There was a body in. I'm kidding. There wasn't actually. I would definitely put a body in that. But there's a lot that really, like, there's too many things happening at once. There's too many little things that all together make for a bigger picture, and it isn't good. If it's true or not, it doesn't look good on EA. I think we can all agree on that. Like, yeah, I would say, Barry, that I really hope that EA would be the ones to fix this. I think they should have to. In fact, if you want my opinion, I think they should have to. Ooh, wait a second. No, I don't know why it popped up like that then. I was thinking that maybe they said that that might have been another update. It wasn't. That's okay. That's okay. We will keep waiting until they come back with more info. However, I do think that it's going to have to be on EA to figure out what's going on because they were the ones who made the promise to the outside mod community that they would be supporting them. If they were to go back on that right now, nobody would trust them. And I have been EA's biggest cheerleader in a lot of instances over the last few months. I can't support them in any way, shape, or form if that's the case. And it's honestly, they cannot just leave all of the modders to just fix the whole system themselves when it's their system that's broken. Most terms of use contracts contain the clause by agreeing to this. Yeah, that is the thing, is that I do have to wonder, and I said this earlier, and I do think it's the case, that technically because EA holds the legal license and the copyright for the game and does the actual distribution for the game, I don't think that it's on them legally, not morally and ethically, legally on them to have to change this. I think that they could technically well be within their rights to just say, fuck it, you guys figure out the problem, and leave modders to just do all the hard work. However, with what they're saying, it doesn't seem like that's what they're trying to do. At least, like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like that seems to be their intent, but I will say that there isn't anything that they're giving that gives me confidence that they aren't trying to avoid that look. It's very stigmatizing, and it's really not great. Yeah, so, oh my gosh, I was thinking I was the only one with broken mods off the update. No, I promise you, you are not. Aviel, oh my goodness, I am so sorry I'm pronouncing I was Australian there for a second. I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Avaviv, no, I promise you, you are not the only one. Oh dang, I thought you were being shady. Let me find the trash behind Denny's. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, I was being shady. I was just using something real as well. But we'll move past it. But there is, like, I think that it is odd that it seems to be a lot of the high quality mods and a lot of the high quality modders who seem to be having the most problems. Is it coincidence? Fucking probably. But it might not be. It might not be because it hit major creators for Mod The Sims first with the virus. Okay, that was a week and a half ago. Then we got the information that it was going, or then we got the kind of hype for the marketplace, which was the next big thing. And then we learned about Moolah, and we learned about the prices, and we learned about all of that, which, like, we already kind of had from a community roadmap, but it really didn't give us all that. Then we very swiftly after that found out how the makers in the program are being treated by somebody who was in the maker program for like 2 minutes and then left, which, not great. And then they're also following it up with this after we've already had 2 other updates in a row that were also terrible and also broke everybody's games and also fucked with everything. Like, it is very weird. So, my conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat on, everybody. My conspiracy theory here is that it's not necessarily a targeted attack from EA. However, they are either putting a microscope on these issues to make them blow up larger, or they're just kind of allowing the bad press to kind of open the way for the marketplace to be seen as the safe official site for modding. That's what they're trying to achieve, is what I think. They're also trying to appeal to the youths with the Fortnites and the battle passes, because it looks like that to me. It's all very, very frustrating. Yeah, but, so that's a really good point. So, okay, the new owners take over completely. Like, yeah, okay. I'm not going to talk about the buyout a lot. I have considered, I haven't just considered it. I actually already have like 12 pages of research and links and lots of time that I've done my own research on into the buyout, into into everyone and everything and how far back this goes. And you would not believe this shit goes back to Fox Media cable company. Like, it's bad. It's really bad. It goes back to the entertainment industry all the way in the 90s. And now it's because of how monumental FIFA soccer, soccer. I don't hate soccer. It's just like soccer. Soccer sells a lot. A lot, you guys. It's not just a sport. It's the top grossing. Okay. It's the top grossing entertainment, dual entertainment, um, sport in the world. Soccer, which is fine. Um, but yes, I'm talking about the men who cry because they tripped over their own cleats. Okay? Yes, them. That is all that is going on with this purchase. They want FIFA. They do not care about The Sims 4. They don't care about the Sims franchise at all. They care about the 300 million copies of FIFA sold. And the fact that it not only brings FIFA, the sports, like the esports game, or I'm sorry, not just the video game, but to a whole esports tournament team, and it brings the actual fucking FIFA teams. Like from Europe. The soccer players. They're trying to set up a global industry to be the largest entertainment complex for sports. Starting with soccer. They do not give a flying flip about this weird ass, stupid ass, colorful ass kitty game. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that that's what they think it is. So why are they fucking us up like this? Why couldn't they sell the whole game? Yeah, exactly. Yes, yes. So it's called, they're called, oh, this is getting into politics and shit that I don't want on my channel, but I will just very briefly say there is basically it's called the public fund, or the public the public investment fund, the PIF, the PIF. The public investment fund is basically 70%. You'll have to double check my numbers on that. I'm 90% sure. They're like 70 to 71% of the controlling economic power of Saudi Arabia. And that's who bought EA. That's who leveraged $35 million of debt to force EA to sell. Do you know why? Because over the last 30 years, they have been purchasing entertainment industry after entertainment industry and technology company after technology company, to the point where not only is all of that connected, they also are connected via the communications to where they own half of the stuff and they own most of the debt from EA. Anyway, I'm done with this. I think I'm getting a little bit too far off track. I've told you that I've done a lot of research and I've done a lot into this, and it's just crazy to me. I really think that everybody's best interest would be to sell The Sims as the franchise away from EA and to somebody who actually cares about it. That, I think, is the only way that it survives. The only way. And I am devastated. I am trying to keep an upper chin, a stiff upper jaw, a stiff upper lip, if you will, about this entire situation. But this is just downright. There's no way you can tell me. There is nothing on this planet that can tell me that they tested it in a real enough environment for this to not be caught on. Like, there had to be something else that they did that went wrong. That they were not able to test it in the realistic conditions until it went live to the wider server. Because the modders received it to test things and make sure things were gonna work. Like, we saw that from the Sims Direct. They straight up told us that. So, I just don't understand. It's getting tiring of them not fully testing updates and DLCs. Exactly! Why do we have to be the QA? I've said it once, I've said it again. I think that the problem is that they are not correctly utilizing a smaller test server system for players to actively play on. Like, unless they're coding unless there is something different, unless they are doing that and there's something so different in the code of how the test server works versus the true live server, which there's some, but it's very superficial differences that I would think of. Because it's not like a live service, like multiplayer game where we're all joining in lobbies and having to host stuff. Like, there is nothing that would be that major of an issue where they couldn't have just loaded in some mods to test it. Unless they were only loading in script mods and nobody thought to test CC mods because they don't change. That's the only thing that I can maybe consider, but they should have not updated the game and just created Sims 5, only updating game of fixing old bugs. And you just started playing again this month, you Adrian? I'm so sorry. That is just wrong and dirty of them to do to you. Then we got really exciting shit. Like, we got some really exciting shit. I really like Royalty and Legacy. I really love the Dynasties. Like, I love that. But, like, this is not it. This is not the way to return. This is not some triumphant, I'm excited to be back. I'm so sorry. I'm mad at myself for letting my game update. I'm officially done. Yeah, I can't say that anyone is wrong for having that feeling. It's a completely valid and legitimate feeling to just be done with it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm having some thoughts about that myself, or at least stepping away from doing Sims on this channel for a little while, because it's like, I shouldn't have to be here and prepping my day the day before to make sure that I'm here to try and figure out if there's issues and errors and doing my own testing on the side. I didn't even have to do my own mod testing because it was already breaking so quickly. Now, I don't think that it's right for them to do this. I don't think that it's right for them to give us so many things that we have been asking, begging for as a community that shouldn't have been broken in the first place. Because, like, think about this. These autonomy issues that they're fixing today, shouldn't those have been things that were fixed forever ago? Like the base game stuff. Why have we gone 12 years where we have had Sims who have just been on a computer all day long? We had to get a dedicated bug fix team for that. But you know what? I just had a light bulb moment. Holy shit. Hold on, you guys. Hold the phone. I just had a light bulb moment. I had a light bulb moment. You're gonna have a light bulb moment with me. Let's enjoy this journey together. They just created the Sims bug fix and update team. You know, the one who runs the laundry list, the big major updates. They just started them and officially launched that team in November. Who wants to bet, okay, that the team that works on the bug fixes and, like, all those major themed updates and community voted things, they aren't even the same people who handle the final fucking update version for the full spectrum of it? I bet you that they have to send their final updated automated systems. And what I mean by that is they work alongside a more specified team that is the launch team. Okay? So the team doing the hard work for the autonomy updates and all the bug fixes and all of that and talking to the community and actually fucking trying to figure out what went wrong in the first place, they don't even get final say on their work. Now, I know that this is common in the video game industry, that there's like a final code check and all of that, and then that's released. But no. That's not just what's going on here. There has to be another system in place that's getting put in and then basically making it set for the testers to utilize. The testers are testing stuff, okay, but guess who's having to work on the back end and update and fix everything again? The ones who built the tests or who set up the new code and who are doing updates in the first place. So they're getting this loop feedback, but then it's not even going into their hands for the final project, so that way they can actually test it. They're giving it back to the head team who is going to do the update, and they aren't even testing and making sure that everything's going against the live system. They're just there to look at the code and say, oh yeah, I don't see any squiggly red lines, you're fine. But somewhere in that, it's getting lost in translation from whatever other team they might have who's trying to work with them on this. I don't know, but that's a little tinfoil hat theory. Okay. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee and then we're gonna keep looking at some stuff. But this is just crazy. I did though save the entire game folder like a month ago? Yes! Oh my god! Barry, cheers to you. You saved it. Good for you. I honestly, do it. If you guys still have an old file, old version, and you haven't updated, just make a copy. Just make a copy. Don't distribute it anywhere. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Do not break any laws. Don't break any laws that are gonna make the void hounds of EA come after you and their lawyers that ride upon their backs. However, make a copy for yourself and keep it somewhere safe. That's the best thing that I can tell you. But why would they do that? It's their bread and butter too. Okay, so yes. But here's what I think. I think that they've kind of realized that at this point, modding and the mod scene, it isn't going to be the only thing that holds the Sims together. And what I mean by that is there are always people out there willing to pay something for what they want right now and what they want from the game. These are also people who maybe never take the time to go look anywhere else online for any CC whatsoever. Like, they want the instant gratification, but they don't want to do the work to find where they could get their instant gratification, if that makes sense. So, EA is realizing that they actually could have whales. Y'all know what whales are in video game industry, I hope, or poker. At least I hope. Whales are people who, as much content as you pump out, they will purchase with zero thought about what it is, where it came from, or what they're even going to use it for. They just want it because of the branding on it. That is what they're going for. I would totally agree with you if it was, yeah, the modding system is truly the bread and butter. It was. It was until recently, at least recently enough that EA has realized that they can do two things. Because look at us. Aren't we such horrible people? How dare we say that makers and mod creators shouldn't be making money off of an official way from Sims 4? Guys, we're assholes for that. But that's not what we're saying. We're not saying that. We're not saying we don't want them to make money in official capacity. It's just that it's very clear to me that this official capacity is getting ramrodded down our throats to filter us into this system where this is the only way, and it's making creators believe that they have to be in this system to be able to make any money. That's not good. So I think that, unfortunately, EA has twofold figured out that they can prey upon this kind of, like, weakness of the internet and, like, the fear-mongering and the drama building that has been going on and kind of stoking the fires to get people to be like, oh, it's official, it's an official Sims thing. Like, at least we know it's safe, right? That, and they're also trying to make it so that way modders don't feel like they are, like, they can grow outside of this, because they have the ability to rely on whales if everything falls to shit. Which sucks. Nobody wants whales to win this war, I don't think. I mean, my daughter might. She really, really likes orcas. Actually, all whales. Humpbacks and blue whales are up there as well. So maybe she would want them to win. But for the most part, I don't think I want this to become a dead game where it's just a couple hundred whales paying for every new pack just to barely keep it on life support. I don't think any of us want that, and it's really such a shame. So, hey, I just updated the game and my mods are not showing up. Do you think EA will do something? Danis RD. Uh, yes, Christine Main. Okay, I will get right back to you, Danis. Christine, keep that for yourself. You may not legally redistribute it. I'm so sorry. I'm so glad you have that. Keep that for yourself. Trust me, if I could distribute the copy I have, I would, but we will get taken to the void by EA's void creatures and their hellspawn lawyers upon their backs. And I don't know, I don't know about you, but I would not make a very good jail cellmate. I wouldn't. I kind of go a little bonkers sometimes. So, not like stabby bonkers, but more like that type of bonkers. You're not going to want to sleep in the same room with me because I don't sleep. So, Danis, let's get to you. Yes, unfortunately, mods are broken. I don't have a better answer for you. Unfortunately, we the only thing that we have officially from the Sims team, and I will go ahead and just pull it up right now, is literally here. The Sims team is actively looking into this now and will share updates to help you get back into your favorite content as soon as possible. That isn't even the main one that I wanted to look at. The Sims Direct team, like their direct liaison team, did make a post. Oh, they played with the Sims 4 update. Yeah, they did. But EA Direct did post that they are fully aware of everything that's going on. However, they aren't exactly sure what the problem is, as it only seems to be certain CC items. Not like script mods, but like only CC items. So they are working on it, and it seems to be from them that they are going to be the ones to fix this. As I think they should be. I think they should be. Even if that's not legally what they have to do. I still think they should be. Because there is just so much going on here with hundreds of people affected. Not just players. Not just players. I'm talking about hundreds of community creators. Content creators. Like, big names who really, really, really do a lot of work for us. Constantly do work for us, constantly keep us in the loop, constantly try to hear needs and meet needs. Okay, so here is what you can do right now. This is our last update that we've had from them. It's been 2 hours ago, so you can tell that they're working very hard. No, that's sorry. I shouldn't dunk on them. I shouldn't dunk on them like that. Oh, look, 44 seconds ago, this was pinned by Wild Moonchild. If you don't know who Wild Moonchild is, Wild Moonchild is one of the main mods. They are, please, for the love of God, let me see the whole post, I swear. Okay, I guess it's this one. Anyway, yeah, it is this one. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so, this was just renamed to make this the main thread for this particular issue. Okay, well, anyway, Wild Moonchild pops up a lot in mod threads. They seem to be a very good, like, I think they're a community liaison, but they have been, I know it says newcomer, I'm not really sure why it says newcomer, because they have been actually doing stuff. I've seen them around a few times, and it's, like, they've been doing a lot of stuff. Maybe they may not even be an official liaison, actually, come to think of it, because when I see them, they're posting about new issues and they're making the threads. So I do actually think that it might be that. So yeah, for other broken mod news, see broken and updated mods in CC. Okay, let's take a look at that, because this is really just, there's so much going on here. Okay, here we go. No, wait, this is from 4 days ago. What? Broken and updated Sims 4 mods and CC patch. How was this 4 days ago? Guys, how was this thread made 4 days ago? I'm gonna scroll in. Hold on. I'm gonna scroll in so we can make sure. No, maybe this wasn't posted 4 days ago. Let's make sure. Like, this says 4 days ago. So I think it was because no, none of this was previously broken and obsolete. How did this happen? How did this must be an old news article that they simply updated. They wrote it 4 days ago and then they updated it recently. It's very strange. Well, they knew. It, to be honest, I kind of feel relieved I'm not the only one. Haha, at least they know and will fix it. I feel relieved that you are not all alone and that it is a widespread issue. It just feels like it sucks that there are so many people. That it happened even to one person is not great. So, and yeah, like, okay, like, this is weird, right? Because Wild Moonchild, EA Solaire. Solaire is rising. Okay, no, 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 shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. I'm going on a fucking conspiracy bed. Absolutely not. Do not do that. Absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. This is crazy to me, though. I don't understand. So, dot package file loading issue. This one, I think, must have been from a couple days ago, and then they updated with this. But even still, this doesn't make any sense. This start tracks Sims 4 mods and CC that have been broken or made obsolete by game update, yeah, from today, or declared unsupported by their creators. There's way more than this. There's way more than this. Okay, look. Okay, I think that that's a system has to be wrong. There is no way that that this is from 4 days ago. Right, guys? There's like no way that this was posted 4 days ago. Okay. And then here's back into this. Many .package mods plus CC not loading. 4 of their mods showed up and not the rest. Huh. That's so weird. See, like, I've seen different reports of it popping in and out. I'm not really sure, though, because it doesn't really make sense to me that there would be some mods popping up on the list. Like, you know how on Startup, if you run mods, you have your script mods and you have your CC mods, and they show up in that little list on the pop-up? That's what they're talking about, by the way. Like, there are some mods that will not show up on that list, and then will show up on that list, but then will still not show up in-game, and will just have the black the like divots. Like, I don't know, it looks like somebody got like chunks ripped out of them. That's what that looks like. It doesn't even look like a texture deformation. It looks like it's like a texture reversation. So it's kind of funny to me that basically no one is bothered about the DLC or base game. It's the CC that really matters. Yeah, you know, yeah, exactly. I do think that it is funny. Like, CC is where everybody goes. Like, I don't actually think I know anybody personally, like real life, that I know who plays The Sims who doesn't also use mods. Or at least even just like MCC. Like, at least MCC, you know what I mean? So, I care a lot about my CC, the hairs, the makeup, the furniture, they all look better, and the original Sims items. I spent a lot of time making CCs as well. Oh, that's very exciting, Super POP. Listen, I wish I could do that. I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience for it, and I applaud you. Now, here's a question, everyone. Actually, if you're being affected by this situation right now, do you notice that there's any CC, either Alpha CC or Max's Match CC? Are either one working better than the other? Are there some that are showing up where others aren't? Because I don't even know if that's a question that I've seen asked yet. Because this is crazy. Also, I will say some of the funniest comments I've ever seen. So let me see if I can find it. Where is the one where they said we're... Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Guys, okay, so as of an hour ago, 3:51, We've identified the cause of the issue. Man, this is buried. Look how buried this is. Look at how buried this is. I'll post it, repost it, so that way. We've identified the cause of the issue and are now working on the fix and timing of its release, or for its release. We know CC and mods are important to how you play, and will continue to work on resolving this as a top priority! Wow, we haven't heard that one every single other time, have we? We'll update you once we have more detailed timing for the fix. Okay. Thanks for the update. I cannot stress this enough. There needs to be an emergency management meeting where the dev/creative/marketing teams highlight how dissatisfied and discouraged we as your consumers are. I can guarantee that if there were an alternative, we would move en masse. Oh, yeah, that's actually so true. Yeah. Oh, no, Will. Yes. Honestly, if they didn't have void dogs with the hellhounds, the hell forces, lawyer soldiers upon their backs, I would gladly ride into battle with you against their impending forces. But I'm gonna tell you what, holy shit, how did they do this so badly? Like, okay, the fact that they were able to fix this, or not fix it, but identify it, actually pretty quickly, because let's see, the update came out at exactly... Okay, I was looking at the time, by the way. At exactly 12:13 is when it updated and was ready for me to go. That's 13 minutes late, first off. Okay? And then the very first instances of this started popping up 23 minutes later. At 12:33 was my first rumored whisper that I heard about it. The first sniff on the breeze that there was something coming down the wind. Okay? Then, it wasn't until 48 exact minutes later, from the time of the first update, so on the dot at 1 exactly, that I saw the sirens. The sirens opened up upon Twitter, and they came raining down like hell fury. Because, holy shit, everybody was reporting it. Everybody was reporting it. And you know what? Who didn't respond for like another almost 20 minutes? Anybody at the Sims team. Not the Sims Direct, not the Sims, not Sims Community, like, nada. So, it's just... I'm glad that they've established and identified an issue, but this is what I'm saying. The timeline is wonky, because that means that they were able to denote the issue, because this was posted an hour ago, as it says. An hour ago, okay? And that was 2 hours and 36 minutes, no, 39 minutes, something like that. It was not even 2 hours full in total, but they didn't even respond for 48 minutes. You see where I'm going with this? Like, so they almost responded at 2, and then they had a couple more things where they mentioned stuff between 2 and then 3:51, and now it's 5 o'clock, 5:10, and we still don't have anything else from them. So they were able to identify the issue, but they weren't able to fix the issue. And they will simply update us when they have the knowledge of when a fix will happen. I don't think they have knowledge of when a fix will happen, if you want my gosh darn answer. And I'll tell you what, I don't think they really care about giving us a good time frame. And I'll tell you why. Because even in the autonomy updates for this patch, for the notes for this, you want to know what they did? They said, oh, autonomy will not trigger again for some time. Sometime. What is some time, EA team? Sims team? Huh? What is some time? You gave us plenty of other ones that said 1 sim day or half a sim day or 6 hours, but on Lump of Clay, you just gave us some time? What does that mean? I don't think they know. I think they know enough to have isolated where the problem lies, but I don't think that they've made it to a point where they can fix it. And if you want to know my opinion, I think that what they're going to do is they realize how big of an issue is. They're going to push forward another update. You can quote me on it. I'll hand on a Bible if I had one and it wouldn't burst into flames. Notice not me bursting into flames, it would. Okay? Hand on the Bible I honestly think that they are going to push out another update either later today or tomorrow morning to try and fix this. I don't think that they're going to make the modders be the ones to fix it because they will have no goodwill. They will have no goodwill. None whatsoever. Okay? And at that point, I think that honestly, it isn't deserved anymore, quite frankly. So, we weren't able to fix the issue. They don't want to fix the issue. It's bullshit. Yeah. So my whole game, Ghoul Silver, I am so sorry. My whole game is broken. The menu is all messed up and broken. Oh no, why? When you say your menu is messed up and broken, I assume that when you mean, what you mean by that is like the actual game menu for attempting to go in. If it looks like it's showing up as bits and pieces, like clipped together, kind of choppy, I would go ahead and, if you can, completely exit out of the EA app, and then restart it as administrator. And what you're going to want to do with no mods turned on is you're going to want to repair for that, because that is something that is more associated with an actual problem within the code as opposed to something. The only other option would be that it's something having to do with your graphics card, which you can go ahead and try and update drivers. In fact, everybody, holy shit, oh my god, there's 57 of you here. Hello, hi, hello, oh my god. Cool, thank you. Hi there. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me rant, I suppose. But what you can do is, you can go ahead and you can... Oh boy, my brain just blanked out. Hold on. Ah, yes, your graphics drivers. I don't know how many of you all are technologically intertwined and understanding and knowledgeable. I sometimes forget the most simplest of basic tasks. It just depends on the day. However, what you should be able to do with great ease is something called update your drivers. This is something that can be done from your control panel on your computer, and you can go into devices and you'll be able to update it automatically. Like, you just go in, click on your drivers for your GPU, your graphics card, and then go ahead and update it. The reason why you want to do that is because sometimes things can appear choppy, because of the graphics drivers. It may not be compatible with the current version. Try that first before anything else, actually. Try updating your drivers. So, hello, hi, hello everyone who's just listening. Hello from being here. Hello, will return in Avengers Doomsday from South Africa. That is awesome to see you here. I am so happy that there's people, literally, the greatest joy I've had on YouTube since being here is the day that I got to call my mother and be like, Mom, you won't guess this. You will never guess. And she goes, what? And I go, you will never guess what the third highest country upon average of watching me is. And she goes, Germany? I was like, how did you know? And she goes, because we're German. And I was like, oh, right. But I was so happy. And then when I started getting comments about people not having support in their language, and I'm so glad to see so many people. Not happy that we're all having the same problem, of course, but I'm happy to see a lot of people from all over here and that we're able to do this together. This is a club. We're like a little confederacy club, right? We're the ones who are like standing there. We're not quite on the front lines, but we're here. We're the backup if you need us. I appreciate the subs. I appreciate everybody who's been able to just come and hang out. I'm so sorry that these are the circumstances we're meeting under, but I'm genuinely hoping that this is going to be able to at least kind of resolve, and that we'll be able to go back to simming soon, and that we don't have to meet under these circumstances again. However, if things do continue to happen, I will always do my best to be here with updates and news for that. But you're very welcome for me going live. I was hoping to hop back on, but then I almost didn't, because in one fell swoop, my daughter had to be picked up from daycare and my husband had the car. So that was one thing. So she had to be picked up from daycare, and then I was like, oh no, she's sick. Well, she came home and she had just... I love my daughter. She could be an actress. She could be an actress. She could be Marilyn Monroe. In fact, I'm pretty sure that she is just Marilyn Monroe, just like, reincarnated. But she completely faked everybody out. She did have a cough with some mucus because she's allergic to cedar. No, she actually like straight up pretended to be like super lethargic, like dying, which freaked us all out because she was in the hospital a couple weeks ago. Anyway, we'll go back to this now. I don't need to get off on 100 different tangents, but I'm sorry that we had to meet under these circumstances, but I'm fucking thrilled that we are here together doing this together with our pitchforks, with our little keyboards, and you know what? We can bash people over the head with those. It does hurt, and it makes a really good sound while doing so. So, I don't know what updates we're gonna get. Yeah, hi Stacia. Yes, Morgie is doing very well. So, anyway, so I'll just finish telling you this. Oh, you guys, this is just crazy. She is an adult trapped in a tiny person's body. She's been telling us that she's going to be 30. Like, her next birthday, she's going to be 30. She's not going on 13, she's going on 30, okay? But anyway, so she had made this huge ordeal that she was so sick, and then she had apparently collapsed and started acting as if she had an asthma attack, because she has asthma now. And apparently, this was as her dad was walking in. She had been saying she wanted to go home, she didn't want to be there, she was bored, etc., etc., etc. Well, of course, you don't go home because of that. Well, she coughed herself into such a tizzy, she puked, and then had to lay down and started doing her, like, shoulder or chest gasps. And then her dad walked in, and she went, "Dad!" and got up and ran out the room to him. Oscar-worthy performance, my dear. I love her. So anyway, I was originally I was planning to do the live and make sure that everything went smoothly, and then things kind of went a little haywire, and now unfortunately I am able to be back here, which I'm very glad to be, because oh my gosh, this is insane. Like this stuff's insane. This is crazy. I do want to say she cracks me up, man. But you're from Germany too, Mr. Wade Pool Wilson. Ah, you are a fellow Deadpool-Fan. Ah, ich hoffe, dass du ein ganz gutes Tag hast, even though this has not been going so well. I truly do. I hope that we are able to come together as a community who... Listen, I know that I have a smile on my face right now. It's because I'm laughing at the absurdity. I'm laughing at the absurdity of all of this, because it's like, how did they fuck this up 3 times in a row? Ooh, that's a great question. Thank you, Super. She is pretty adorable. She's too smart for her own good. She's too cute and too smart for her own good, which is just the perfect combination. But so I don't know. But let me know in the comments, or just otherwise, or think about it yourself. Have you been affected by each of the last 3 updates? Because I have been, come to think of it. So this one, I can't use my mods. The one before, I couldn't get on at first because it wasn't operating correctly. And then the one before that, I had the version error. So that's all 3 back to back to back. And I've also had the autonomy glitch in between that, which was game breaking and literally, and it has been crashing my game. I've been getting just absolutely dicked around by EA in the last couple months, haven't I? And I have just been sitting here oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so happy that this is coming out. Oh, I hope they do such a good job. I believe in them. Man. If I had a dunce cap for every time I was wrong about this, well, I'd have 2 dunce caps, and, yeah, that's not weird at all. I probably should have a lot more. It's almost bedtime here. Ah, yeah, this is Nacht jetzt. So, I do hope that you get some rest. You should not be up super late, because you have a bus or train to catch in the morning. I'm sure. I miss Germany. I miss the German countryside. I miss Stuttgart. I love Stuttgart. It's my mother's home. It's where she grew up, and I just love feeling like I'm in the valley, just surrounded by mountains. But I do not miss the train. I don't miss the tram. I do not. Not at all. Nope, not one bit. I do miss the little Brot bakery that was like... So, when you go down Heimacht Street, up way by the radio towers in Stuttgart, and then you go down all the way down to the center in the valley. The train runs through. It's not like a big train, it's like a, you know, a tram train runs through Stuttgart. And all along, like as you're approaching, on every one of the streets there's like a bakery towards the end of it, and they're all so good. So if you ever get a chance, go to Germany, visit, have some bakery. After the last update, I had a lot of issues with my Sims not listening. Ooh, yeah. I had heard a lot about that. I didn't really get that so much, except when it came to like infants. But you would give them a task and they would just sit and not do it. Oh, wait a second. No, I do know exactly what you're talking about. Where it would appear on the side over there, and then they would just stand there. It would be in the queue to do, but then it would never actually queue up as the next interaction. And then it would just disappear. Yes, I do know exactly what you're talking about. So, my sim was taken by aliens and was frozen to death. I'm so sorry. I should imagine just chilling, and it's like wintertime, and you think it's Santa and no, it's aliens, and then you just get dumped back in a field with no clothes. The things that happen to these Sims, honestly, maybe this is our karmic justice from like the greater aliens who are like, we see what you do to these simulation people. We know what you do to these simulation people. Oh, that would be bad. All right, so let's see. Statements from the Sims Direct team. Article update. New statement has been released from the Sims Direct team. Expect the new Sims 4 hotfix update resolving the broken CC and mods issue that surfaced with today's game patch. Yeah, okay, that's the one we saw though. We still will update you once you have more detailed timing. I don't know. Oh no! Spinning Plum Bobs! If you don't know who Spinning Plum Bobs is, I am so sorry. They are one of the best mod creators of all time, okay? I worked almost... They made the first real overhaul for mermaids. They made the first fairies? They were the ones who made the fairies mod, okay? I love Spinning Plum Bobs. They are just incredible. Only to barely pay my bills and for EA to release a shitty CC store that breaks everything and promotes this, which is $2 more expensive than a mod I worked on for a year. I think they're probably talking about their current, like their Lunar Epiphany one, which is also very pretty. Yeah, this is atrocious, actually. Are those pimple patches? Are those... Let me zoom this in. Let me zoom this in. These are butterfly. That's a butterfly pimple patch, I think. This might be like a flower? I think that's what is this? Those are pimple patches, right? I'm not crazy. Those are pimple patches. The God mod they've been working on for a year. Yeah, that's the one. It's the God mod. Yep. That's it. I adore Spinning Plum Bobs. They do not deserve... There's so many creators who don't deserve to be screwed over. Because that is the other thing. Like, now, it is also... Like, they're taking a side, isn't it? EA is taking a side with this. They are saying, hey, we have our official creators, and then we have... everybody over there on Patreon and, God forbid, Tumblr. Ah! That's what's happening. Like, they're literally, they're creating a divide between, oh, do you get your CC from the store? Or do you get your CC from the star? Like, who cares? Does it matter? Does it matter? Does it matter if my iPhone or my Android is blue or green? I don't think it does at the end of the day. Why are they making such a big deal out of it? Why are they pushing it as something that we should be so concerned about? That, oh my god, we have to pick sides. Oh, we have to have this. Oh, we have to have that. But, and this makes me really sad that Nardvillain is having to say this. During this time, please be patient and kind with modders, CC creators, and devs as they adjust to the tech issues folks are having today. People think that it's the mod creator's fault. I know it's not. At least I hope it's none of you all here, none of this little club. I don't think it is. I would be willing to bet that if you've listened to me rant for the last 5 minutes, you're not in that camp. Um, I cannot believe that there are people who either do not understand how modding works or do not understand how to just be decent fucking people. Who is going after mod creators? Yeah, you know what? Actually, can I take my anger out on them? Like, can I can I have a conversation with one of those people? Like, why are we hating on this? Why does somebody who is a creator have to even come out and say, "Hey, please be kind, please be patient"? Why in the world is somebody like fucking Deaderpool? Okay, let me see if I can pull that up again. Why is Deaderpool having to make a Discord announcement asking that people just have some patience? That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me that it isn't that that isn't just everybody's, go-to default. Just holy shit, this must be so hard on the creators. Like, I wonder what Little Miss Sam says. I don't know if they said anything. No, the last one was from March 5th. I really like Little Miss Sam stuff too. If you want a good mod, Little Miss Sam has a great mod that does not allow your sim to auto eat food. So like after you've created it, if you want them to go and like walk somewhere with it, or if you're not expecting them to eat at that time because they're prepping for something, like a wedding or whatever, their mod allows it so that way your sim doesn't just auto eat after you've cooked a meal. You can actually go take it and serve it somewhere. It's very nice. I love a lot of things from them. But yeah, this is really just bad. It's just bad. And we don't have anything further from them. They seemed really proud of this whole eye and eyelid improvement. They've mentioned this in so many official capacities over the last few days. I don't okay, I frankly I don't care if their eyes are completely closed or if they look stoned all the time. I'd really just like to have mods that work. Like, couldn't you have made that? Like, taken a little bit more time on that? I don't think we needed Sim's eyes to close all the way versus you guys taking another 12 hours to test stuff. Can we do that next time? I don't know. Anyway, it looks like we are going to, at least we can expect a fix within a near time frame because they've at least identified the issue. However, I'm going to tell you guys that that probably means that it's going to be another update. Probably going to be another update, which is not amazing. It's the same with every patch. CC creators always get hate, even for free mods. People are so entitled. Yep. Is there any way to uninstall the new update? Hi, Heidi. I apologize. Unfortunately, no. There is no way to uninstall the old update. However, as a last resort, what you can do is you can search your computer and see if you have any of the old backup files somewhere on your computer before they were installed today. Unfortunately, there is no way to restore old files. Sims 4 doesn't allow you to do it simply because that's considered to be redistribution of their official licensed product, which is crazy because there's 51 people here. Is this a secret if I tell more of you guys now? I think it's enough of a secret. You guys can keep a secret, right? All 51 of you. All 51 of you can keep a secret, right? I've shown this to some of them. They haven't spilled it yet. So the rest of you, the other almost 30 of you that are here now, I'm going to show you something. I have something. I'll just do this. I have something. I got this. Do you see what that says? Yes, this is what you think it is. No, I'm not allowed to give it to you, because otherwise I'd be breaking so many fucking laws. Do you know how much I wish I could give this to people? This is the update before Royalty and Legacy and before the event. You know, the stairs one. That broke everything for everyone. Like, I'm just frustrated. I am so sorry, Heidi, that you are not going to be able to uninstall this as is. You can do a search, a lurk. in your documents or within your main PC, you can just type in EA, and that or not EA, type in The Sims 4. And if you have any other old files or old copies of the game, you can find it there. And you are allowed to technically, because you haven't like reinstalled or received it from anywhere except from the main publisher of EA, you are allowed to reinstall it. You just can't redistribute it. If that works for you, that is one way to do it. I think the other options that I've gone over, I'll just go ahead and briefly go over them again. Oh, you know what? This is actually a fantastic time with everybody just kind of here. Hello again. I'm still wild that there's so many of you here. I figure maybe now is actually a really good time. You are very welcome, Heidi. I know it's really frustrating. I'm genuinely, you should have seen me earlier. I was heated. I was heated. But I am happy that I can help at least. I kind of be like, I don't even feel like I'm helping. I feel like I'm just more like a central hub right now for what's going on. Which I feel fine with that position. I feel fine with the, okay, this is what I'm finding out. Here's what you have, and let's talk about it because this sucks. Like, this sucks. But anyway, now that you've seen all of my games, and I'm sure I've enjoyed that for a hot minute, I want to show you something that you can take precautionary steps for the future whenever the next big update, which will likely happen around the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, whenever that Tuesday is of next month, so in April. But what you're going to want to do is this. This is what I recommend before anything, before you know, okay? Like, before it happens. You're going to want to go over here to download in your EA app. So clicking that little burger icon, and then you're going to go over to download. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to turn this off. Update game automatically. I had it back on earlier today. I've turned it off and turned it back on, mostly because, like, this is gonna sound so stupid. I'm not super scared of breaking my game. I've broken my game more times than you guys. Like, if you guys knew how many times I have broken my Sims game and literally just had it sitting on a white screen, a checkerboard screen, a half open screen, a cannot open screen, a this executable does not exist screen, like, you guys would probably, like, just, I don't know, wrap me up and throw me in a river because, like, there's a level of insanity that I've crossed at this point. So I'm not really scared of breaking my game. I just have this feeling that I'll always fix it. But I recommend doing this for everyone. Like, when you know the update's about to come out, just click this. I will happily be your guinea pig, me and everybody else who is too insufferable to not. But this way you are able to keep safe, you know? So keep that off. And then if you're ever in a panic, this sounds really dumb, but it works. If you're ever in a panic and it's already starting to update and like upload and stuff like that, what you can do is you can hit go offline and it'll pull up another like thingy and it will literally just shut out the whole app. It'll not even keep it online. So if I were to pull it up from down here, you can see it's not in this bar either. It has just completely just taken itself off. Like it is not connected to the internet as the app on your local, like it's not even locally connected anymore. So you can always do that in a pinch and it will freeze the update in police and then it will kind of say, oh, well, things aren't good. And then you're able to, like, it should not mess with your currently downloaded files. It would only install them once they are all downloaded and the install is working. So if you're able to catch it while it's already like doing the download, not the install portion, but the download portion, your save should be fine. I also always highly recommend moving your saves out. Like I've said a few times before, mod saves and your tray folder, pull them out to somewhere safe and copy them so that way you have them somewhere else so you can restore from them if possible, or if needed. So I had to remove all these mods in order for my game to work again. Yes. Tool, better buy, better build by. Oh, cast columns, UI. Oh, I had heard about the UI being a big one. Cheats and better world select. Really? Thank you so much, Insatiable Yours. So much. Like a feed filter. Yeah, exactly. Almost broke my keyboard out of anger. Oh, like, this has been a wild day. Like, can we all just agree on that? Like, who would have thunk? Who would have thunk that the perfect conspiracy theory of like the one thing that they could not afford to go wrong if somebody's writing a book, if somebody's writing a book about this, I hope you make it a little less on the nose. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry, that's such a bad joke. That's such a bad joke. But like, okay, insatiable yours. I wish I don't know if I have a way. Ah ha ha! I can pin this message. I pinned your message. Okay, I had to remove all of these mods in order for my game to work. If you have any of those mods, double check them. However, please remember that's not the entire list of mods, not even close. So, isn't there an in-game setting to auto reconnect? Did that up and it updated anyways. There is an in-game setting to reconnect, unfortunately, and that is within, but that's more like Sims Delivery and Sims Connect. But it shouldn't force update your game, but keeping it in offline mode, in my opinion, I've never had it go back online without me giving it permission to. So I might be wrong about that. They may have updated it, but I've never had that problem before. But I will look into it. How about that? I will look into it. Hello, Sally M. I'm doing well, thank you very much. A little bit caught up with the cedar allergy and a little bit frustrated, just a smidge, with this, but we'll get through it. It's okay. Did you see that if you download a mod in this new version, they tell you that since you signed the confidentiality policy, the mod must not violate it? No way! I didn't see that. Okay, whoa, wait a second. That's crazy. Okay, let me open up Sims 4 and I'll turn on my mod scripts and I'll put in MCC in there and I'll see if that works. MCC is down right now actually, so maybe not MCC. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. That's crazy. I mean, I've definitely had the EULA agreement pop up plenty of times before when I've had the mod stuff. You know, I wonder, that actually does kind of make me think. I did have something pop up that felt out of place when I started the game, but I didn't like really feel all that out of place to me because I had so many other things pop up as well. Because I had a bunch of packs, expansion packs that just popped up as new expansion packs for whatever reason. So who knows? Who knows? Not I, said the idiot. But I feel like the music got like expanded. I don't know, maybe not. Yeah. Okay, the game, yeah, I know it needs to be restarted. We're fine. There's there's the user agreement. Do I even have anything installed right now? I don't think I do. All right, I'll apply the changes and let me restart it really quickly and let's see what, if anything, if it pops that up, because if so, that's crazy. Like, so then can we not, what are the legal limitations for installing, or not legal limitations, the agreement limitations for things that can be installed? Because technically, right, I think that we're not supposed to be able to do anything that like messes with the ESRB rating and things like that. So what's the line? What's the line? Because that's crazy. I think I actually still have MCC in there, so let me just go ahead and leave it. Because I think it's the Discord that's down. So of course, if my game is running fine now with no lag or anything, though I wish I had those mods back. I wish that we all had mods back properly. Yes, I completely agree with you, Insatiable. What do you think of this, please? I hope I answered your question enough, Sally. But I'm not sure. What I think about it is that it is most likely as a way to remind people that there is an unofficial mod. Like, there is the official mod marketplace and there are unofficial mods. And I think that's what they're trying to do. I do believe that there is a minuscule amount of fear-mongering that is trying to push us as consumers and players, especially the older or younger who aren't kind of like in the mainstream thick of the technology, to use the marketplace more so than we would otherwise use traditional methods. And that's not a good thing. I'm not happy about that at all. And if that is the case, and like, if there was ever internal documents, oh yummy yummy, that showed that, I would be throwing an actual I'd be throwing a rage fit. I really would, because that's crazy. Yes, you were indeed pinned insatiable, absolutely. But yeah, I think, Sally, that you are definitely onto something. And you'll notice that there's definitely a bit of a load time here. Shop the spring sale, I don't care. I just want my game to work. Okay, alright. So there's this. So we see all MC, but yeah, I don't have I only have I think Little Miss Sam's a couple of Little Miss Sam's in my mods folder. I'll have to double check. So those pop up. Now, does this mean that MCC works in here? At least it didn't give me the pop-up on that, but it wasn't technically a new mod, so I'd have to try and move in a new mod, which I can do. I am a little bit sketched right now by a lot of things. Yeah, you can be lazy. That's cool. It seems like this is fine, but we'll go ahead and pull up Deaderpool's Patreon anyway and see if there's anything from them on Patreon, which I don't know. This was yesterday. This was yesterday's update for it. Which means that they really thought that it was solid. That's what's really concerning, actually. I think that's even more concerning than anything else, is that the mod creators were given this stuff ahead of time. They were actually given this stuff back in February. Like, from what I understand, they were given the information of what was going to be changed back in February, shortly after they had received and updated all the things from the February patch. They were given this new information, and then they were given what the fixes would be and what the autonomy would be and how all that would change, and then they were given time to work on it before the release happened. So that to me screams that that all modders had zero intuition that this was something that could even possibly happen. And I don't know about you, but I am of the opinion that mod creators like this, especially people like Deaderpool, if they don't know something, that is insane levels of trickery to slip past them, because they are very good at what they do. They know how to read code, they know how to build it, they know how to work within it. So for them to not notice something like this would be a death sentence for their job. So that couldn't have been in the code when Deaderpool was looking at it. You know what I mean? I sound like a conspiracy theorist. And you know what? It's fine. What are they gonna do? Lock me up in jail? I know how to debug my way out of those. I love how that's from 4 hours ago. Guys, I don't think it's working. I don't think this whole calm down, it's gonna be fine. Sims 4 players, don't buy this. If you're on PC, go download free CC. If you're a console simmer, I promise that you do not need this. It will not change the way you play the game at all. This is essentially EA trying to scam console players because they know you can't have CC. Wow, that sounds awfully familiar to something that we were discussing earlier, doesn't it, folks? Doesn't it, folks? So none of this is updated. Have you updated at all thematically? Matt, have you told us anything? Anything else? Anything new? Little did I know it was truly a doomsday. Oh no. 17 minutes ago? Or is that months ago? Oh no. The same day. Ha! No, he did not take a fucking meteor as proof of the apocalypse. The Sims apocalypse. Do you see what I mean when I said earlier that every time I see a Simatically post on Twitter, I'm just like, yeah, that's just a bit dramatic. Oh, 10 out of 10. This is just fantastic. Little did I know that it truly was a doomsday. Oh, that's very funny. I started working on updating my mods, but I'm getting tired for today. That is completely understandable somatically. You go take a rest. I will be releasing updates for my mods progressively once the game receives a fix for the CCs and mods loading issue. It will likely take some time for all the updated mods to be released. I will send out, let's see, I will send out notifications for each one. So that's just for their entire list of things. So I, yep, that's it. Still nothing. Whoops, all nothing. I this is just has to be, I have to tell you that this is one of the craziest glitches, bugs, bad coding lines that I've ever seen, and I'm actually kind of appalled. I'm actually a little appalled because it is, quite frankly, like, this is 200 to 500 moolah for shit like this. And we're getting attacks, virus attacks on major mod creators, on major mod hosting sites. We're getting pushed into thinking that the marketplace is the main official hub for a console, or, well, I mean, it is because it's the only place for mods on the console, but that it's like the safe place on PC when we know that it's really not. Like, I don't know. It's unknown if this is an accidental glitch by the Sims team or if they changed how mods are loaded. Sacrificial. This is not a dunk on Sacrificial. This is a Sacrificial. I believe that I remember reading you saying that you had received the code to work on your stuff for Sims 4. Now, maybe that was for last patch, but you got the code. So are you telling me that you think that there is a possibility that whenever the code got taken back to whatever high places it then had to be released from, that somebody went in on the back end and changed something? Because I'm not calling you out or calling you a liar on that. I'm asking you if you think that that is what happened. Because if you think that is what happened, we had a discussion about that in this stream earlier today, because oh my gosh, that literally, I mean, that's been a question that everybody has been having. So maybe it's mainly UI mods that are breaking. Does seem to be a lot of UI mods. Like, that does seem to be like a consistent category of mods that is just breaking. In this economy, I can't afford the moolah market or the packs. I completely understand that, Heidi. Like, they are so expensive. They're so expensive. And then for the creators to not even be getting what I consider to be a fair wage for their creation from the cost, from a $5 cost, FYI, if I recall correctly, they get $1.39. From a $5 pack, they get $1.39 off of each sale. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. I'm gonna say it right here, right now. That is bad. That is bad. That is lower than 50%. That is much lower than 50%. So, anyway, Nope took me out all UI and script mods, but only a few CC items are showing up in game. Okay, that's interesting, Mr. Wade Deadpool Wilson. There are some that seem to be working, and one of the theories that I read, I saw it. No. This is not from this incident. I remember reading something. This was back when, just before Royalty and Legacy were about to release, when somebody was creating Sims 4 mods of, like, just people to be, like, existing in the court, and, like, they would just kind of stay in place constantly. And there was one woman who had, like, her base object was a TV. So while she stood there, you could just change the channel on her, and she would serve as entertainment. Where I'm going with this is, I wonder if something similar has occurred in which certain items have been removed, because they've done a lot of the retagging and recategorization Isn't it possible? Because, like, I know that when I'm making a video and, like, I move a screenshot from one place to another or rename it, I then have to go find that screenshot again and re-upload it and resync it back into my video. I wonder if it's possible that with the recategorization and it not even having to do with the marketplace itself, I wonder if it could have to do with the recategorization of things and how things got moved around, and then if any of the game pieces or base game pieces that use them to then create CC, I wonder if those got messed up. That would be a very outlandish theory, wouldn't it? That'd be a very outlandish theory, but it does kind of make sense if you follow that rabbit hole. At least it kind of makes sense to me. I'm not saying that's what happened. That's an alternate possibility that I'm now kind of like, because it is only certain items. So I updated my game before I saw Peachy Sims Universe. I am so sorry. No, I feel terrible. Are they just missing CC? Or did they get hit with the ugly stick by the lacking CC? Like, do they have pivots and divots and black, I don't know, necrotic masses where limbs once were? Because honestly, some of these could probably be out of my nightmare. Like, still, again, if you were a child who enjoyed playing Sims and then you got on your cute little game and this is what greeted you, I think you would have nightmares too. Like, just saying. So, Insatiable Yours, when I put my mods and saves, I put my saves on the desktop and my mods in a completely different folder until it updates. Ooh, ugly stick. Oh no, I'm so sorry. That's the worst. Honestly, now, here's the real question. Does it look like an avocado? Another avocado. If you don't get that joke, Mr. Wade. Anyway, I don't really know what else to say. Until this is updated, we don't have anything else. We don't have any updates. We have funny memes. We have a lot of funny memes. I will tell you that. We've got a lot of funny memes. This has been an absolute comedy goldmine. For anyone. You went up? No, hello? That was just my cat Aatrox yelling at me, everyone. I don't know what he wants. Probably attention. Probably. Probably attention. So let's see. The what? This is for all you ENS Maxis out there? This is just taking too much from The Sims. Like, this would actually, this stinks of copyright infringement. Total side tangent. This looks like the Sims outline with the plumb bob as the negative space, and then it also looks similarly to the Magic the Gathering swirl, and then using Maxis in here. I don't like that. This also, the exterior here, and that even that orange will remind me of Origin, the Origin app. But that's neither here nor there. I will not be accusing anyone of true infringement. When will they fix this? Well, unfortunately, we don't know yet. I know that sucks. I wish that we had better news, but unfortunately, they are just telling us that they've figured out that there is an issue. They're addressing the issue and they've isolated. No, they haven't isolated. They've identified the issue, but they don't have a time frame yet on when it'll be fixed. But they will update us to give us a time frame soon. I feel ridiculous saying that, you guys. They will update us when they feel like it's soon. Raise your hand if you will not be partaking in today's ridiculous update. Raise your hand if you will not be partaking in today's drink your Kool-Aid challenge. I lost miserably. Sims Direct, there it is. Sims Direct community, let's just go ahead and just take a look at what they have to say. I bet they probably haven't updated again since I last checked obsessively, but let's just go ahead and take a look. So, yeah, 2 hours ago, this is the last update that we've heard from the Sims team, or the Sims Direct team, which is the Sims Liaison team. We've identified the cause of the issue and are now working on the fix and timing for its release. We know CC and mods are important to how you play and will continue to work on resolving this as a top priority. We'll update you once we have more detailed timing for the fix. That's literally it. They are saying that they will fix it. That is the one good thing that I want to give them a lot of props for. They're not shoving it off on mod creators to just fix it. We can give we can give them a little bit of graciousness in that, and that they are going to resolve it. They are stepping foot on home plate and saying, "We got this. We fucked it up. We're going to fix it." Now, does that mean that there are some mods that might not still need to be updated? No, because we see this happen, unfortunately, a lot when certain systems get changed back. Sometimes there's just no way for the code to go back to its original structure. So there might be some changes, but I'm willing to bet on the optimistic side. I would say that it would probably will have an update today, at the very latest at 8, if they can get this resolved tonight. Otherwise, I don't think they're going to put it out during the middle of the night. I would be incredibly shocked. However, I do think it's going to be an all hands on deck for them at the different teams that are working on this. I think that it's going to be a long night for them. And that we will probably get the update, I want to say probably tomorrow morning, because they'll probably want to double and triple check this one, and probably also try to get a few modders and play testers in to make sure it's working. So now your game isn't even opening? Oh no! Yep, exactly, that's true. Creators can't fix it. Creators can't fix it anyway because it won't even work. Yes, what Miss Peachy Sims Universe says is correct. The best thing to do is just remove your entire mods folder out. Do not delete it. Copy it first. Copy it first so that way you can move it to your desktop, or separate your save and your mods file from your desktop to somewhere else that's safe. If you have a backup hard drive like me, put it there. You can even copy the entire Sims 4 folder and do that. And then also keep your saves and mods and tray folder. Tray folder, very important. Tray folder. I know a lot of people don't talk about this, but your tray folder is like your gallery builds and your gallery sims. They are important. It's not just part of your saves. Take saves, take tray, take mods, move them out. You can see I have my mods, my saves, and my tray folder here. I know that I at least have them here. Once you've done that, go back in, keep your mods folder just out on the desktop, erase your mods folder. Just erase the mods folder. You do not have to have it to play, it will still run past it. The only other way that you can do this, okay, is if you go in and you and you basically force stop it. Which I would not recommend doing. I just wouldn't, because like force closing or force stopping a folder in something that runs and tries to search for it to start is just not safe. Don't do that. Just delete your mods folder and have the copy of it somewhere on your desktop where it's or elsewhere where it's safe, and then you can always restore them again later. And it's better than having just the most broken fucking janked up system that you can imagine, because I have definitely put mods back in a folder that had other mods. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that. There were so many different file versions. Oh, it's so bad. I'm having a nightmare just remembering it. Okay, I'll be done with that now. Just and the eyes glazed over as I had that little bit of a nam snap there. Jules, it's wonderful to see you. I hope you're doing very well. I hope that you are not getting overwhelmed by this entire situation and that you didn't update yet. Yours wouldn't open until you tried a second time. Okay. Also, remember to always start or run as administrator after a big one like this. I always recommend to do it run as administrator, because then you're marking it as the priority command. So it'll be executed fastest. And then the other thing is with EA app, what you can also do is, of course, if for whatever reason you've found that there's still something going on, even when once you've moved all your files out, once you've clicked run as administrator, once you've started in vanilla mode, once you've gone through all of that, and if you are still not able to play or open up the game, then you're going to want to repair. You're going to want to repair, and that will try to do its best to restore everything that's going on within the licensed files. Okay, so not your mods. I won't touch your mods. Just keep your mods folder out. But all the other files will be fixed and made sure that everything will be made anew and everything will be good to go. So, this is the link to the list CC creators to support. Yeah, I think I think I was on that for a little while. Not on this one. Did you perhaps post one will return in Avengers Doomsday? Um, I can also do another one. If you have hairs from Shea Buttry, they have messed up the worst. Oh no! Those are so pretty. They have some gorgeous coil hair. I don't use a lot, but that is so sad. Oh no! Wait a second! Those textures are gonna be fucking destroyed! Oh my god. Oh my, I would actually be crying right now if I was like, especially like, good lord. I'm thinking of the real, like, the realistic, the not Maxis match, the Alpha CC creators. You guys, all of their curly hair, where they've made it so that way it's not just clipping all the time. My god. I'm having an existential crisis for them. That is so much work. What if it's a whole nother texture issue like the pictures? Because think about it, these are the same exact black texture markings of the fucking pictures. They look like they're a different layer than everything else. Are these linked to the pictures? Are these linked to the picture texture package missing? Something might be very wrong. Something deep might be very wrong with this. And honestly, this may not actually get fixed all the way. It may not even be that this is the crux of the situation, honestly. Whew, that's bad. I'm going through them ATM and taking out the ones that are stopping my game from opening. Blitzart. Oh, wow, you are the honorary simtective of today. Good job. Incredible, Blitzart. Good for you. Blocks and textures are messing up. Oh, that's so sad. The best thing to do would be to remove the entire mod folder, even if others are working. Yeah. AJ chat, please do you advise me to re-download all my mods and reinstall, or waiting some updates from the developers or something? Thanks again for the response. Yes, Sally, I would highly recommend that what you do is you keep your mods folder completely intact, make 2 copies if you would like, and then what you're gonna do is leave one of them alone, and then you can either go in and manually attempt to install each from the separate mods file that you did, install each of them back into your game mods file and see which ones work and which ones don't. Hold on to the ones that don't and see if those can have an update. And if those do have an update, then go ahead and put them in, make sure things are working correctly. But then keep your old mods file as well for a little while to make sure that you actually have everything that you originally were working with, because there is a chance that some of these mods are very old, very, very old, because CC mods don't just break down, you know, they don't have to be maintained. There could be something that you love and adore that you cannot find depending on what the fixes are. The person may not come out with a new update, okay? So, if that's the case and it's not working now, what you can do is it is possible for you to hold on to that mod and wait until the future, see if somebody revives it, or you can have somebody who is a little bit knowledgeable to just tweak it to whatever the new standards for mods are. Those are your options. I know they're not really great options, and I'm really sorry, Sally, but I really hope that this at least helps you know what your next steps forward should be. They are not great options, and I totally acknowledge that, but you can at least test all your mods and see exactly which one's going wrong. And in fact, we have a couple of people who are doing it. Yes, Ken, very annoying. Footsart, you get the Simtective title of the week. Same, a lot, if not all my Afro textured hair plane didn't load. that is exactly where my brain went to, was those are the beautiful textures that are just gonna get lost. Literally lost, obliterated even, which is just, dude, black representation. You guys get absolutely screwed in the hair care aisle, and you get screwed in the hair texture aisle on Sims 4. What is wrong? I'm not going to call the update racist, but we've called it a lot of other things today, so throwing that in might not be the worst. But yes, this is all just so annoying. It's annoying, it's hurtful, it doesn't feel like they care. I feel disrespected. I do. I feel disrespected. I bet you guys do too, because this is our time. This is our time. Who who sits down on Tuesdays, like big update days for Tuesdays, and you know that you're just gonna have a good time trying to figure out the update, going through the new stuff? Who was excited on the Tuesday that they released the stairs that you could finally widen? You remember that one with all the version errors, where we also had to wait until another update came out later that afternoon to fix everybody's version errors? What are we doing now? You guys are listening to me. You guys are listening to me talk about this issue. We're reading stuff on Twitter, which I would be I'm sorry. The artist formerly known as Twitter. How many of you guys scroll Twitter? I don't scroll Twitter. I post sometimes on Twitter because, they say keep your posts, keep your stuff alive. And I have one follower, which is very cool, very grateful for that. But it's like, I'm not here to scroll on Twitter. You know what I mean? But I'm here to scroll on Twitter today, apparently. 6, you did exactly what I recommend to everybody, with it being update day. Oh, thank you, Sally. Thank you very much. It is so sad. This afternoon I was enjoying so much playing the royalty map. I know, Ondarian is so pretty, isn't it? I fucking love Ondarian. It is gorgeous, and even, like, everybody feels like they are different. Bellicord feels different than Vernimar. Vernimar feels different than Dembele. Dembele feels different than Vernimar. Like, you have your place. It feels good. It's such a pretty Anyway, I really like Ondarian. I think it was a really well done world for the most part. However, I am totally with some of the people that I've spoken with from South Africa who are like, Dembele is the driest, most dusty, barren. Sure, there's places like that in Africa, but we have lush forests here too. I totally agree with that. I would have liked to have seen some lush forests. I would have liked to have seen, like, I don't know, more savanna, like Sahara Plain style. Not just desert. Because Strangerville and Oasis Springs exist. But it's whatever. It's whatever. What can we do about it? You're only on Twitter for certain sim creators. Yes, Insatiable. Yep. Yeah. It's a great place to find CC. It's a great place to get, like, quick updates. It's a great place to find people to really support. But this isn't what I was expecting to do with my day. Oh. But Sally, I'm very glad that I was able to help with that info. I know that none of these options are great, but hopefully, fingers crossed, things go well and things get updated. But unfortunately, you guys, I have to go. It's 6:10. I am just now realizing that. It's 6:10, which means I need to hop on dinner tonight. Which we need to eat so that way everybody can, be ready for tomorrow at some point. And that we don't eat at 8 o'clock at night. But if I get an update on this specific issue tonight, I will update via my community tab. I will update via my dashboard, and like a video and as a short. So I promise you, if you are subscribed, or now you're kind of within the bubble that I'm in, you will get the update from me. I will try to keep it as short, sweet, and as explanatory as possible once we know what's going on. But expect a fix from me, and expect an update on whenever this mess will be resolved. So, will the game be fine if you play offline? Yes, excellent. Good question. Yes, if you play in offline mode and do not update your game and keep it in offline mode, you should be fine. You should be a-okay. I don't even know why I'm saying should. I will confidently tell you, you will be okay. As long as you don't go into online mode and as long as you don't have the automatic updates, you'll be fine. Okay? As long as you haven't updated yet, obviously. But other than that, my suggestions are copy your save, your mod, and your tray folder, put them somewhere safe like your desktop. Then, if you are still having, then go ahead and try and start the game in vanilla mode, as in with no mods. If you aren't able to get the game to start, then what you're going to have to do is try to run in as administrator, and you're going to want to move or to completely delete out your mods folder, then start as run administrator. And if you are still having some issues, this is where it splits. So it's either going to be more issues involving the game version, and we're just going to have a fix for that, unfortunately, unless you're trying to go through every mod individually. Or what you can do is you can just go ahead and you can just take a save that, you can just make a singular new save. Just a singular new save, keep all your other saves out, and then you can go ahead and start adding things in one by one to that save and see if they're affected over time. It's a lot of work. I would suggest just waiting for everything to be updated and us to get the all clear. And in the future, to avoid all of this in the first place, stay in offline mode either on Steam or on the EA app, but most importantly, turn off automatic downloads. Install automatic downloads is how this kicks everybody's butt. That's how you don't have it install correctly. Or not install correctly. That's how you have it install so fast that you can't even stop it. Okay? For your own safety, it's very simple. You just go into the top hamburger bar. I don't think I have EA open anymore. Oh, I do. Look at that. Top hamburger bar. You go to settings, you go to download, and you turn this off. Okay? And then if you find yourself auto-updating for whatever reason, if this isn't turned off, you can always just hit go offline and it will force close it out of everything and it will stop any installs or downloads from going in that moment. Okay? So, anyway, I'm so sorry all your hairs are still broken. Dude, and hairs are so gorgeous. I think that a finely textured and detailed hair is so incredible in The Sims. It literally defies logic and gravity to me. Like, I just, there is something so intricate about that, and it is an art style. To be able to weave such a teeny tiny little textured strand so that way I can see baby doll hairs. You guys are fucking creative geniuses. It's just amazing to me. It's just amazing to me. But I am so glad that we got to hang out on this wild Tuesday. I appreciate for everybody who has subscribed, who has hung out, stuck around, chatted with me, explained to me what was going on in your stuff. That is very awesome. Just popped in. Vapor Fairy, you just came in just in time. Yes, so they have actually released an official statement. I'll go over the official statement before I gotta go. I gotta go make dinner. I gotta go. I keep saying this, but I gotta go. But yes, they have indeed released an official. Oh gosh, am I gonna have to scroll through everybody's wonderful memes again? Sims Direct. So the Sims Direct is the community liaison from the Sims team, and this is what's going on. Wait a second. Was that another update that I saw you guys? No, I don't think it was. That looked like another update for just a second. Okay, it wasn't. Here's the update. So as of 2 hours ago, we've identified the cause of the issue and are now working on the fix and timing for its release. That is the update. We know CC and mods are important to how you play, and we'll continue to work on resolving this as a top priority. We'll update you once we have more detailed timing for the fix. And timing for its release. Detailed timing for the fix. That tells me they don't know how to fix it. So it could be, I don't think, I would be safe in saying that if we do not have an update by 8 p.m. Pacific time, tonight, that we are not going to get the update today. I think it's much more likely that we'll get the update tomorrow in like the early afternoon, maybe the late morning, but probably early afternoon would be my best bet. But there's also going to be there's going to be another update before the fix comes out because they need to update the timing for the fix. You see what I mean? So I don't think that they know how to fix the problem because otherwise this should have been a, you know what I mean? But all right. Absolutely, Vapor Fairy. Absolutely. I am very grateful that you popped in. I'm happy that I could help, and I hope that you guys have all enjoyed this. I wouldn't say it's a rant session, but I definitely think this was a really good, this was like an AA meeting. I've never been to an AA meeting, but I feel like this is what an AA meeting is. Like, we're all here. We all know the problems and the struggles, and we know exactly why we're here, but we're all here to just talk about it. You know? So, the update is please buy the paid mods for the time being. Typical EA. Bro, of course I had to get a Sim support when it's broken. I am so sorry. It feels like that just like that's what's happening to a lot of people. Is you just got the itch to play, you got the urge, you saw the royalty, you saw the cool stuff, and you were like, "Ah, hey, let me try that out. I remember this. I love this. Oh my god, it's burning around me. What's happening?" That's how I feel. I feel like I woke up and I walked into work this morning and I will not finish that joke. How about that? I I feel like chaos ensued and erupted today, but I'm gonna tell you that my theory after reading all this and like looking over everything has actually tweaked a little bit because buried in the notes, this is the last thing I'm gonna say, you guys, because I gotta go. I'm so glad that you all have appreciated this. This is my last thing. What if, because buried in the notes was that for the fourth, you heard that right, folks, fourth update in a row, they have tried and failed to fix the black photo bug. 4 of them. And it's only on this one, maybe the last one as well, but on this one for sure is the only time that they fully called it a texture problem. And this is a texture bug. It literally, it's not like the paintings or the photos themselves are the problem. It's the fact that the texture of the way that the painting, that the photo sits like in the frame and stuff just makes it go blank and it doesn't allow it to save as a residual file. Or it saves only as a temporary file and then for whatever reason it's no longer on the cache. However, that's the thing. It's a texture bug. I want all of you to leave on this note. Just one. Isn't this texture bug remarkably similar to the same type of grainy, like, kind of weird looking almost oil sludge that we see on the pictures? Maybe this isn't an issue what we thought it was at first. Maybe this is something much worse that is actually part of the deep corruption of the game. And that's why they're wanting to get us away from it, because they know that this underbelly of problems is just seeping and bubbling to the surface more, and that we're going to experience it more and more. That's why they're trying to get us away from more mods. No more tinfoil hat theories. I will leave you with that one, and I am going to go cook dinner. Honestly, I don't even know what I'm gonna make at this point, because I could make this really good kielbasa that I have just tucked away, that it's a Polska kielbasa, and I was thinking about making that, but I normally make it like with bow tie pasta and like some other stuff and like a salad on the side, but I think I might do that tonight. It just sounds very festive, doesn't it? Just very festive. So, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for everyone who has been here and chatted with me and just that we had an awesome time. Burn it down to sell us a new thing. You know what? That's such a good fucking point. That's such a good fucking point. Thanks, Deadpool. Thank you, Deadpool, for that reality check. I really needed that. What an absurd sentence, but it's so true. Oh my god. Well, I think all of our brains have been officially broken. And god, this is a crazy one. But follow me if you haven't already. I only say that. You can even stop following me after this if you'd like. It'll hurt my feelings. I'm not gonna lie. I'll kind of I might get a little mopey, but it's okay. I want you to stay up to date and informed. As soon as I know something, I will tell you something. Come here. You want to come say hi? Are you just here to yell at me? That is Aatrox and Crowley, both of them. I'm actually surprised that neither of them jumped up to say hello today, but on that note, I will leave you all. Go get some food. Go chill for a little bit. Go take your mind off of this, and I will update on my community post. I will update as a short, and I will update as a fuller update video with the information that we know and any fixes that we know. But until then, please feel free to comment on any of my videos or anything else if you are experiencing further issues, and we will try to figure them out together. But until next time, I am AJ, and I am out. See ya.